Stop the cap.
Why you always lying?
City boy, city boy. City boy, city boy.
I'll cheer. Who we got in the building? This chat is way too small. I cannot see this. Who we got in the building? That Raging Half Asian. Only 10 minutes though, Raging. Only 10 minutes, man. Ain't like Dave. Dave be long stroking for like an hour, bro. I don't have enough. My audience not that big for that. Hope everything is well, Raging. Creed. Excuse me. KC Mo. You guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Then also, who's that? Gilly WDB. Yo, happy holidays. Shout out to you, Gilly. Gilly, where you checking in from? I'm broadcasting live from Detroit. Let me take this chat thing. I don't think this chat thing ain't gonna do nothing. Let me take this off my screen. One second. Let me move this. There we go. It ain't working nearly as good as I wanted it to anyway. Razor, you silly. Is my widget thing? Let's see. Is my widget thing working? Let's see if this thing is this one's working right. Nope, it's not. All right, that's cool. I still got to check this other way. Hope everyone's day is going good. Let me turn this music down. There we go. I just be grooving. I like that little song. How's everyone doing? We got Cree in the building. Let's see. Yeah, we hear you. Okay, cool. Ohio, I'm a neighbor. Okay, shout out Gilly. Shout out to Ohio, the double O. Double O. Let's see what we got here. Northwest Ohio. Okay, that's what's up. He says Gilly said it's cold outside. Yes, it is. I'm freezing in here, man. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's see, I can close this out since I'm not using it. Oh yeah, shout out to Raging, bro. Raging, I was hoping you would be here, man, so I could sing your praises about OBS, man. That's what I'm running right. That's what I'm rolling with right now, man. And you were right as well, Raging. Once you gotta, if you're new to it, you know, it can be a little intimidating, but you know, just looking. But once you get going, you know, once you have your, you know, everything set up, it's not that hard to navigate. So that's what I'm on right now. That's what I've been using ever since you told me about it. I'm like, oh no, this is like, you know, if somebody tell you, oh, you may use this, use that, then you find something that's like, this is going to be a permanent tool, like forever. And I didn't even know you could record and all that kind of stuff with it too. So let's see what we got here. Okay, cool. Shout out to Fortnite Girl. Shout out to Fortnite Girl down there in Tennessee. Hope everybody's doing well. So yeah, I did log stroke. Raging gonna give me shit about log stroke for 10 minutes, bro. I just want to make sure I had everything up, Raging. Cause you told me to get OBS, but you didn't give me any tutorials, bro. What I was gonna say, so I had 2 videos that I thought we could react to. I know I think I said earlier in the week we could do this, the Kevin Samuels Christmas. So we could do, like, you know, Kevin Samuels, or what I got as well is the interview with Just Pearly and Brittany Renner. I haven't watched that one yet. I think that came out last week, because she's got her interview with Andrew Tate, I believe tomorrow. Christmas. I'm a dummy. I didn't even realize it was Christmas till like noon today. I mean, it was Christmas Eve. Like, I knew Christmas was coming, obviously. But yeah, it hadn't even hit your boy. That's how late I am. But yeah, let me know. So we got those 2 video options. I have both of them loaded up, ready to go. And I tried to test the audio. If we still have an echo, because I know that's the situation we had yesterday. We had an echo, and I apologize about that as well. I'm a poor YouTuber. Trying to get better, y'all. I'm trying to get better. But yeah, what I could do, because if I remember correctly yesterday, when I just shared my screen, I think the audio was just acting up when I was playing that video off a thumb drive. I was hoping that was the situation. So I got these 2 locked and loaded. And then if that has an issue, I think we could probably just play it. I could share my screen and just play it from the browser. So yeah, Rachel, we good on this. That Santa hat was tight. They didn't look it. Felt it, man. I was sitting around the crib woozy, like, man, what's that Will Smith movie? I never saw it, but when he played the doctor, the NFL doctor with the tell the truth about the concussions. That's how I felt after that was over. Merry Christmas, Cree. I hope everything's going well. I hope you warm. Hope you warm in KC. Yeah, Gilly, I know you cold right up. We are right up here in Michigan, bro. Let's see. What's good, Theo? Big Bear. Shout out to South Africa, man. Shout out to South Africa, bro. Anytime I see my international, man, shout out to Big Bear. He be holding it down, man. He be holding it down. Appreciate it, Theo. I know I almost forgot, too. And my dang birthday was just 2 days ago. Yeah, that's right. I swear I woke up today, and I came down and got on my computer, and I was like, huh? The 24th? I was like, I didn't know today was Christmas Eve, man. I did not know today was Christmas Eve, but let's see. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Yeah, Rachel, man, this OBS is the truth, man. It's the truth. There's a lot you can do. I just realized, like, dude, I'm a novice to it. But I'm figuring it out a little bit by little bit, man. Like, you'll start noticing, like, little, you know, adding little things and, you know, step by step, you know, just trying to make the process better. Yeah, so that's what we got here. Sounds warm in South Africa. Yeah, no doubt, bro. Yeah, the homie RTB Fit, he was on yesterday. He's out in Okinawa in Japan, and I know from living out there, dude, the weather's perfect. It's perfect year round, man. It doesn't get too hot, you know, similar to Hawaii. So, well, no, it do get hot. Shit get hotter there. Would you get my drip? I know it's got to be better than goddamn Midwest. Gilly, I know that shit. Let's see. Creek says it's a whopping 18 degrees, practically a heat wave right now. Yeah, I don't even know what the temperature is right now in Detroit. I meant to look that up. Let me look that up 1 second here. Well, yeah, Detroit. It is 11. It's 11 degrees. We got 11 degrees here in the D. Bring that chat back up. It don't stay on the screen. But, oh, I'm just talking to myself, which I probably should be doing since I'm streaming in front of people. It's hot out here. I don't imagine, man. I can only imagine. But yeah, it's one of those things, man. If you live in a warm climate, if you're from a cold climate and then move to a warm, actually live, because a lot of people just, you know, they live wherever they're born at. So a lot of people didn't get to experience. Like I never experienced. A lot of people haven't experienced living in a place where it's warm all year round. Like, and it'll change you because I went through that in Japan and I came back home like this is bullshit. I'll never forget. When I flew back from Japan, when I got out to service, I remember I went to Thailand for 2 weeks. I was in Bangkok for 2 weeks, and you guys know anything about Thailand? It's hot as shit year round as well. And and I just came back. It was February, and I just moved back to Michigan. I didn't even have a winter coat after 3 years in Japan. Let's see, like 70 degrees in South Africa. Yeah, man. I know it's probably warm. Let's see here. Ross's, shout out Ross's. Salute, bro. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Good to see you, man. So, yeah, I ain't gonna long stroke too long, but yeah, you guys let me know. We got two options. So we got Brittany Renner, Pearly Brittany Renner. See, that interview was about an hour and 45 minutes. It's kind of long, so I didn't really want to do a whole interview here, which we could do, but I don't want to do that. I thought maybe we could split it in half, maybe or something like that, or I'll let it flow. Either that or Kendra. Yeah, that's what I was. I'm sorry. Let me say it again. What I was thinking was we can do the Pearly. It's about an hour and 45 minutes. I was thinking maybe half day. Hell, I can do it tomorrow. I'll stream on Christmas, man. I want to practice streaming anyway. So maybe we can do half today, half tomorrow, or we can let the whole interview rock if y'all want to. Or the other one was the Kendra G, Kevin Samuels video. So I'll listen to y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all want, man. Let me know one for Pearly and Brittany, 2 for Kendra. Or is that too many names? 1 for Pearly, 2 for Kendra. So y'all let me know. It don't matter to me either or. I saw the Kendrick Kevin Samuels one, obviously I saw that one, some time ago when it first came out. But it's weird now because I went to download it before the stream started, and I thought, oh wow, when I first saw it originally, I wasn't familiar with Kendrick G. Like I didn't know who she was. Oh, but now I've gotten familiar with her, making content. He said, okay, Big Bear says it's Kendra G. Kendra G. From her interview when she was on Kevin Samuels. Yeah, about a year or two ago, before her channel, I think before her channel got kind of big, but I wasn't familiar with her at the time. Big Bear says, it depends where you at though. In Johannesburg, it's fairly warm. Okay. Should I take, Styles Point said yesterday it was 55 in Connecticut. I was like, I'll take that shit. I take 55. It don't even have to be 70 right now, but it's on, like, I went, I left the house. Have I left the house? No, I haven't left the house today. I left the house yesterday. Went to the store, and man, it was like, we didn't even get a lot of snow like that here in Detroit. It was just cold, man, just cold and windy. Just here to help the team. Oh yeah, no doubt, Fortnite. Raging says, let's hear Renner. Okay. Raging says, was 16 yesterday, 36 today. We thawing out, man. We still have it, man. That's how I take the good with the bad, man. We didn't get blasted. We didn't hardly got any snow. So we didn't get blasted with snow, but it's been cold, man. And it's that cold where like you could feel it. Like even inside a warm house, you can still feel like, bro, it's cold outside. It's 11 degrees, man. So we can get above freezing. I'll be a happy man. Gilly said, I know my bad. I was just trying to watch that. Oh, damn, my bad. Yeah, my bad, bro. I'm on some hot shit as usual. I got you, bro. So we had let's see. So we can do the Brittany one, but it wouldn't matter. Okay, so we got 2 for Brittany. Let's see. So we got 2 for Brittany and then 1 for Kendra. Okay. Gilly says, yeah, it didn't snow a lot, but we have random hot snow dunes. Yeah, man. It's whipping bad outside, man. Just real heavy wind, man. I was in the backyard watching my neighbor's tree swaying. I'm like, shit. Just don't knock out my power lines, baby. That's all I ask. Boy, Theo can't be freezing out here. Oh, let's see. Yeah, let's see. OBS got custom scene transitions. you got to learn some new stuff every time you make a video. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's the other thing as well, because I didn't even know what the transitions were. Like, transitions. Like, oh, okay. But I'm like, one thing at a time first. First, I got to learn how to play a video without the audio goddamn echoing, man. That's what it was doing yesterday. And it's crazy because the first time I streamed, I had no problems with it. I was actually surprised when it was over. Like, dude, I had to stream with not one issue on my first initial go with OBS. But yeah, it was echoing yesterday, and I heard it on the replay, and I think it's still going to echo. I think. But like I said, I got a backup. If it's not working on the, just playing off my computer, I already got the interview up on the it's going from the website. So let me make sure. I probably should have share my screen. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so you're probably gonna end up doing the Brittany one. Look like that's what you guys are saying. Let's see here. All right, cool. That way, if I share my screen, we should be good. What y'all talking about down there in the chat? Give me 1 sec. Yeah, man. No echo so far. Okay, cool. Yeah. No, it was yesterday. I had an echo when I tried playing the video yesterday. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to try to play the video. You guys let me know if it's an echo, and then I'm going to try to play it from my computer first. And then if it's an echo, I'll try it from the web browser. Because I believe when I did it on the browser yesterday, you guys said you didn't hear anything. So let me try here. There goes this video. Yeah, Raging. It's a lot to learn. It's a lot to learn with OBS. But I found a good dude, man. His name is Michael something Jr. Michael Foyer Jr. or something like that. But yeah, I found him and I'm like, this dude has all the information on it. It's not as complex once you let you dig into it, but initially, yeah. Let's see. All right, give me 1 second. All right. Brittany. Early Brittany.
What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel.
1 second. Let me remove this. Oh. See, but if I see what you're saying. Fortnite says utility company here is doing rolling blackouts. Lost most of yesterday. Yeah, I saw you say that, Fortnite girl. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Raging says check the audio on your sources for the echo. You can change it to record only. Yeah, monitor off. Yeah, that's weird, man. Because I thought I was echoing. It's not terrible though. Yeah, man. I'm gonna do. Yeah, and I played it earlier. And I thought I tested the stream earlier. I thought I heard it echo a little bit. It didn't seem like it was bad, but I'll try playing it off the I was talking about Michael Fry Jr. Yep, the guy with the hair. Yep. That's exactly Raging. I just put OBS tutorial. He was the first dude that popped up, and I watched a couple of his videos. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, he knows exactly what he's talking about. Yep. So I streamed it the first time, no problem. But you know what? I'll just go right off to share the screen, man. Hold on 1 second. Why is this still on here? This should do it.
Like it is deserved.
I do feel that it's deserved.
Oh, you know, I probably have to. Hold on 1 second. Struggle streaming already. Hold on 1 second. Google Stream is real. I just had this. Where does this thing go? There we go. There we go. Here we got a discount though. I think the echoes OBS changes your source to record only. Oh, okay. Let me see if that. Let me see if that'll work. Oh, raging. Let's see here.
What up, guys? Welcome to the Just.
Let's see. One second, y'all, because I think this might be it. But I thought you had to use that when you were only recording, Raging. Let's see here, because I'm for that. Let's see. It's weird because it worked. Let's see, 'cause I don't, is it gonna be able? Is the audio gonna work now?
Just pearly things.
See, yeah, that holds off the audio. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it if I do it like this. Let's see.
YouTube channel, and welcome to Sit Downs with Pearl, where I sit down with some guests from my show. We talk about different stuff.
Let's see here. Shit. You guys say, was it working?
Today, I have a special guest, Brittany Renner.
Hi.
The man, the woman, the myth, the legend. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So, today we're going to talk about, you are one of the most notorious people.
Okay, so you guys can hear it good now. I see this what Gilly's saying. I just want to make sure if it's echoing bad or you guys can hear it. That's good right there. No echo. It's on point. Okay, cool. I'm
People
gonna
in the
let it rock.
manosphere.
Okay.
And I think that I kind of represent the average viewer that, knows a bit about you, but not the whole story.
Okay.
So I was hoping to start from the beginning. How did this reputation come about? And do you feel like it is deserved?
She brought that shit on herself, but let's keep going.
I do feel that it's deserved because what I've come to understand is that I have misrepresented myself
Cool. Thanks,
for
Gilly.
a very long time. And I would say that my villain origin story was I had first moved to LA in 2014, was linking up with someone after my breakup with a guy I was with for 4 years. And TMZ put out an article and claimed that I said I was pregnant by Colin Kaepernick, right?
Wait, okay, so you were with a guy for 4 years. That
We
was
break up.
From high school.
From college.
From college.
Yeah.
And you said 18?
18 what?
When you moved at 18.
I moved to LA in 2014.
Oh, 2014.
14, yes.
Okay, and how old were you?
I think maybe 21, 22.
Okay, 21, 20. And you were dating Colin Kaepernick at the time?
I wouldn't...
Hooking up?
whatever.
Lincoln?
Lincoln. Let's just say Lincoln.
Sneaky Lincoln?
At the time. And
I didn't even know she was messing with Colin Kaepernick.
with that, they had photoshopped a picture. I had posted him for my Man Crush Monday. This is Instagram a long time ago when there was Woman Crush Wednesdays, Man Crush Monday.
remember those.
You remember that?
Yeah, okay.
So I had posted him and I put perfection and then I added him. And again, why I posted on my Instagram? Great question. But someone had photoshopped the image. Media Takeout, I don't know if you ever heard of them, but they had posted it and then TMZ ran the story. And I felt like from that moment on, I was labeled a villain. And you have to understand, I was in a relationship for 4 years. Most people know the white guy that I used to date. We used to post together. He's the reason I got into fitness. And I was already labeled a villain, a whore, and was accused of something that I didn't do.
And so what did you not do? So they were
So
saying
I had
you
put
guys...
perfection at his username, and they photoshopped it to say preggers at his username. So they were like,
saying-
oh, this
they were
girl
saying-
claims that she's...
They were saying that you claimed that you were...
Yes.
Okay.
And I actually looked it up. I have a screenshot too. I looked it up last night to see if the article was still up, and it's still up. So at that moment in time, I realized that even though by per society standards, I was someone who, you know, low body count. No, I had not talked to any famous guy, never been around. I had a big following. An ideal situation, right? Starting out in Hollywood, already labeled a whore, a liar, a gold digger. So when I think about how my origin story began, like my villain origin story, it was that. Because it's like, I haven't even done anything and I'm already misunderstood. So I think as time progressed, I really just tried to fake it till I could make it. And inside, I never, like, especially in high school, like growing up, I never felt like I was just top tier beautiful because I just wasn't. You know, I was growing into myself. I always had really bad skin, over-fried my hair, always wearing extensions, never feeling pretty as even my natural self, like where I am now. So how I started even like posting videos and being maybe like overly sexual was because I was like, I want to feel like this bad bitch.
So again, I've only seen like clips of you.
Okay.
I've seen a couple car rants. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you seen a couple car rants. I know you released a book.
Yeah, in 2018.
Yeah, and I know that I saw the stuff you did with Fresh and Fit, PJ Academics, like there's little interviews here and there.
Yeah.
So when we go back to you said 2014.
Yes, 2014.
When you're in LA. So then did you start dating Kaepernick?
I would just say that I started like dating, period. Like I kind of just opened it up. It's not like we were exclusive, whatever. So I would say that the villain came about was I was a small town girl from Mississippi. Like to even be in certain rooms with people where it was unheard of. I never thought these guys would even know I existed. So I felt like there was still that like starry-eyed element where I didn't know what I was doing. I felt like I had been like thrown into Disney World, so to speak, right? Like,
guys, let me know as well. When was the first time you guys heard of Brittany Renner? Because I wasn't familiar with her as well. I didn't hear about her until after she got pregnant by PJ Washington. I remember seeing something else about her because it jogged my memory from when PJ was in college and her being at a game or whatever, and it being a bit suspect at the time. But I wasn't familiar with all her shenanigans either. But apparently, yeah, I'm kind of like that with Pearl. I didn't know anything about her other than her car rants. Raging says, do anyone feel bad for her? What a fake. Yeah. Like I'm sure she's gonna make herself the victim out of that. That's just usually the tendencies that usually happen with these type of women. But let's see what she has to say. I bet she's gonna try to justify her bullshit in some manner. She said, Cree says, feel bad for what? Hell no. PJ Washington, yeah, Gil, Gilly, no doubt, yeah. And my point is that, that's my thing with Brittany. If she would just come out and take accountability and just be like, hey, I was on some fuck shit and list out the reasons why, I'd be much more receptive to her message. But I'll try to hear her out. I knew Cree says I knew nothing about her until people on YouTube started talking about her. Yeah. Same way. I didn't know who this chick was. But then all the videos started surfacing of her talking. That's what I'm saying. And that's one thing I always say in my videos when I make, is that you got to be careful what you don't just start saying bullshit or everything you put online. Like all my videos, people can take my videos and critique the fuck out of them. It's kind of part of the game. Once you put it out there, you can't get it back.
The world is at your fingertips. And again, all of these high value men are now seeking it.
Everyone was calling me a gold digger after I said that rich man was perfection.
And again, right? I'm a girl from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. People don't even probably know where that is. So I think that's where
and also that being from Mississippi, you'd be just pieces of shit from everywhere, man.
Realizing myself and really pitching into that. That's like the whole bad bitch, like wanting to feel like something I didn't.
So were you sleeping with a lot of these guys? And then like posting stuff on social media? Okay.
No, actually, like I said, besides that post where I had, made him my man crush Monday, I didn't even say that we were dating. It's not like I was like, hey, look at me, here I am at a game or here I am at his house. Like, it wasn't that. It was just, that's how everything started out.
Okay, so I'm just trying to understand, because there's one article that's a one-off, right?
Yeah.
Like,
exactly,
you can kind of recover from one article, in my opinion anyway. But there was more that happened in between. Yeah. What happened next?
Because I'm saying this because this is literally on like TMZ. So after that, when I was talking to him, I kind of moved on because I'm like, whatever, you're robotic, we move on. Kind of got caught up with Trey Songz. So TMZ was like asking him questions about, because like my fitness group was like the Fit Thick Army.
I'm gonna keep a list. I'm making a sticky note right now. So we got Kaepernick and Trey Songz. That's the first two names.
So then I was
Fortnite says, I got to go, husband, on the way home. Love and peace to you all. All right, Fortnite, be safe. I appreciate you checking in. Definitely be safe out there.
linked to him, right?
Okay.
So then that's kind of where it just started to.
So then you started.
Shit wouldn't work out. I would move on.
Okay.
And then yeah, like I especially when I first got on social media, it was a different place, right? Early 20s, guys from all over. I mean, it was just, I would entertain one at a time though. That was like my thing. So I was like, when I'm done with you, I'm gonna move on. And then it just became unsuccessful relationships, and I moved on.
Okay, so it was just
Have a
like
Merry Christmas,
you were
Fortnite.
linked
Thanks,
with
Curry.
rapper, entertainer.
A lot of my shit was public, and I feel like that's where a lot of people are like, she's a whore, but it's like there's articles where someone took a picture of me at the movie theater with a guy. That's out of my control. So I would say now, you know, when you've kind of figured out how the world works, you try to be a bit more mindful about who you even step out with. But you can't control if people take pictures of you.
And that's fair. But, okay, the handful of times that she was photoed out with somebody, oh, that's how they found out. Not your book, or not all the other instances of you wilding the fuck out, spazzing out in your car, talking about dudes you done fucked. Come on now. She's blaming other people.
Were you posting any of these guys
No.
yourself? So you never posted.
No, because
them
we
yourself?
weren't exclusive.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna post somebody that's my man. Again, I'm a 21, 22-year-old posted that man crush Monday. That's obviously very childish, right? But all these other guys, I didn't post them on my page. So
And so then basically, because you were linked to all these different guys
Publicly, yes.
Publicly, now that's when the reputation started
Yes.
to build. Then, so this is where. So then the book comes. Tell me.
2018, yep.
And from what I know, I haven't read the book.
Okay.
What I know of the book is that you basically exposed a lot of people in the book. This is just what I've heard. You basically.
Facts. I caught that too, Rage. And I was going to hit the.
Stop the cap. Why you always lying?
When she hit us with she was only dating one at a time, but I let it slide.
All the stuff you'd been doing, you put in the book. And while you might not have said their names exactly, it was pretty easy for people to figure out who they were.
Exactly. I was thinking about
Okay, well, I didn't
reading
expose
that book for a
anyone.
reaction.
My book was like a 25-year-old's memoir, basically. And I didn't list all of these sexapades. So there were seven people, fake names, 7 relationships, like situationships, whatever you want to call them.
7
and what I
dicks.
learned from that. So there was a lot of, my book was about
7 dicks, allegedly. She says she was, Rachel says, you can get famous for taking off your clothes and sexing it up with the famous dude.
sharing my story
That's where we're at in
and being
society.
accountable. The most like salacious stories or sexapades, they weren't even in there because it wasn't, a lot of these guys, it was
you
a
can tell
pivotal.
now if you want.
I'm sorry?
I said you can tell now if you want.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just kidding.
yes, I mean, it's just kind of like, that was never my intention. My book never had ill intent. Now, again, I know the salacious marketing was intentional because I knew people were thinking I'm gonna.
It's like a thumbnail.
Yeah, like it's clickbait. Like look at all these guys are in here. Yeah, because I know you're gonna fucking buy the book. But when people actually read it, any person who's read my book is like, wait, this is completely different than how you pitched it, and it really is a book about accountability. So those 7 people really were like pivotal moments for me. So again, I took what came with the salacious marketing. And again, misrepresenting myself is just that, right? So you have to accept what comes behind that. So I wanted to sell a book. I had no problem with doing, using my tactics to get copies sold. And what came with that is she's not trustworthy. She's a whore. And that's all she cares about is money. She's just a quick money grab. Like she's the girl that cannot be trusted. And I understand that. If you've never read my book, it's like what I'm saying doesn't even make sense.
See, here's the thing that I have with as long as she can understand that, as long as she can grasp and wrap that around, wrap that fact around her head, is that she just has to own that shit. I think she'll be okay, but I doubt it. Let's see, we got Gilly said, so about 7 other men not already named. Yep. Boosh Ninja, what's going on, man? Shout out to Albuquerque. Be right back. Got to make a quick store run. Oh yeah, no doubt, Creed. It's a book it's a book of gynocracy, excuse me. Raging says, had it lit. Thanks, Boosh. Yeah, I got my little weed themed Christmas shirt too. Kevin Samuels held Blue Jasmine accountable in real time. I remember that interview. You're right. You're right, Rage. Now listen to that interview a couple times, man. I remember I was driving listening to it. Let's see if Pearly does the same thing and uses all Kevin Samuels quotes. Let's see, man.
Like you would actually have to physically read it. That's why the book is called Judge This Cover. You're going to do that anyways. Mm-hmm. There are people that just took little snippets from each chapter and
that's what they do,
judge
man.
me off of that. You're talking about this guy I was talking about spitting in his mouth or paying for flights. That was one that was circulating on Twitter. I talked
What did she say? Spitting in somebody's mouth. What?
about how I paid for my own flights. Okay. So it's like, I'm such a gold digger. Why am I paying for my flights? So there's just things in there that I felt like people did not want to understand me. You didn't open the book, so your opinion doesn't fucking matter about the book. Read it and then tell me how you feel about me. You know? That's kind of how I feel with that.
So then you write the book. Were any of the people that were in the book mad that you wrote the book?
Hell yeah. I don't know if you guys saw our interview with Cam Newton. Cam Newton pretty much said it like, because Cam was like, why would I mess with you? You wrote a book. And he just laid it out to her, and not even in a rude way. You know, it is what it was. Like somebody like myself, I would never mess with you because she was like, why? Because you're gonna tell everybody.
The conversations I've had, because there's maybe like two guys in there that I have not spoken to, right? The other 5 I've had conversations with since. One of the people had actually asked me to market them as one of the people in it. They didn't mind that. Other guys in my life, just in general, were asked like why they weren't in it. They were like sad, right? But most of the guys I have a good relationship with. Like we're still cool. So they understood that was my experience, that was my perspective, and that was that. I mean, there was one chapter I spoke to recently. He was like, I was just waiting for you to say my name so I could have sued you for everything, right? And I'm just like, well, that wasn't my plan. Like I wasn't trying to hurt you. But he was like, I understood your perspective, and I get it. He said you didn't lie in it. So
okay, so none of the guys had hurt feelings over the book.
No.
Okay. Well, so that seems, because I kind of thought, like from what I had heard, is that some of the guys maybe weren't happy they were in the book.
I'm sure they weren't, but I think the people that weren't happy about it, the 2 that I'm thinking of in my mind, I just haven't spoken to them. Okay. You know, the other 5 I did. So, you know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how they would feel.
So
now.
You don't think like, because I'm just thinking, I just know how the guys are going to see it. Like you're choosing to publicly link with these people, and maybe you didn't want it to be public, but it's like if you're making a choice to go after the like rappers, athletes, like that sort of thing, of course people are going to call you a hoe.
And Gilly, I stopped it right there because of your comment. That's right there. Gilly says, then she surprised no man, business all out there for the world to see. Then she surprised no man wants her after that book. Facts, man. You can't have it all. And I just think that's one of the biggest problems, I think, with the whole modern woman conversation. So they think they can have it all. They can be the top tier. They can be a thought at the strip club, shaking ass at night, and still be a wife. Like they really believe they can have it all. Raging says she does all 3 or 4 things, but I'd rather be called a happy. Exactly, man. Exactly. Let me get back to it.
And that's fine.
Yeah. And no, that's the thing. You don't shy away from that.
Yeah.
But it goes back to my original question, whether you think it's earned or not. Or it's like misrepresenting you or not.
Well, I think that I have misrepresented myself because, again, Bundle of Brittany is like her own, that's like a Frankenstein I have created, right? Okay. And that's like a fraction, even just the time we've spent the past few days together, probably very different than what you've seen online, So that's what I have used to get views and get clicks, and I've realized that I don't have to do that anymore. So that's where the misrepresentation comes in. But again, a hoe, and I guess is in this sphere, right, is someone who has sex with multiple guys. Okay, well, then that's not a term I'm going to shy away from. I've had sex with multiple guys. Now, I'm not going to take that word and be like, I'm so unworthy, I'm a whore. Yeah. It just is what it is. Like, that's how they want to distinguish what category women fall under. I got no problem with that. That's fine. Okay, I've had sex with multiple guys. It didn't work out. I moved on, you know?
Okay, so that part you don't necessarily feel like was misrepresented based on how the guys would see it.
How they would
See it. Okay.
I get it.
Okay. So then next, this is where I heard of you first.
Okay.
Let's talk about PJ.
Okay.
So you do the book. Is PJ next, or is there something?
Hey, Gilly, PJ in the crib, drinking a hot toddy, sipping on some hot chocolate. Like, this bullshit. Shit, he probably on the road or something. Like, because he's forever gonna be linked to her, and that's what happens when you have kids. Forever gonna be linked. So he's always gonna get brought up in those conversations.
Something in between.
Meaning, like, when we met?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we met. He actually came to my hosting in 2018, May of 2018. So that's like physically where we first met. It was not romantic. Like, I literally had a job there. He's like, hey, I'm gonna come by. Okay, cool. He invited me to his game at UK, February 2019. Right? So we met. I went back for my birthday, so I went to 2 Kentucky games, and that's when we first started talking. Like, after my birthday, we talked almost every single day. And I was aware, like, he was younger than me. I always had a lot of judgment towards guys who were younger than me, because I'm like, you're younger than me, how can you handle me, you know, right? But I always felt like PJ saw me for me. And that is the fucking God honest truth. It makes me sad even thinking about it, because, like, I don't know, you just think people get you and it just doesn't work out. So that's why I overlooked some of those things, like the age. Oh, he's about to be in the NBA. I overlooked that because I felt like, oh my God, I finally have a guy who doesn't judge me, who sees me for me and, like, accepts it and understands my.
Stop the cap. Why you always lying?
You overlooked his age because he was going to the NBA. If that was a random 18-year-old making double Whoppers at Burger King, you wouldn't have looked his goddamn way. Stop the cap.
Value. So I felt like he was somebody that, like, deserved all
Poppy, salute, Poppy. Congratulations on the monetization. I see you doing it big over there, man.
my time and attention. And, you know, it just didn't end up working out long term.
So, and how old was he when it
Shout out
started?
to
How
Poppy.
old
Make
were
sure
you?
y'all go
'Cause
rock with his channel, man. He's fun.
I've got
Yeah.
a million questions about you.
About the age thing, and I'm so glad you brought it up.
About you grooming. Like, they said,
Yes,
because
that I'm a pedophile, predator.
I wanna hear
just
this
to give
part.
context to the viewers at home. If you guys don't know anything about Brittany, I saw a video of you where
Poppy,
you were
I'm
in the
gonna
car
throw
saying, this is
channel up
basically how you can get a kid off of an NBA player.
Yeah.
And it's really easy because these guys don't wear condoms. And it's something to that effect. So then a couple years later, when you have a kid off an NBA player, it's not a good look.
Right.
And especially that he's a lot younger than you. So what did you feel like was misrepresented there?
So to give a little bit more context to the video too, especially, I think I made this video in 2018 and I was in my car ranting, you know, like I always do. And people were saying that, you know, you're a gold digger, you're this and you're that. And my way to defend myself.
This was that when you also said that you pay for your own flights too? I was just wondering.
I would have to go to my archive and play the video in its entirety to be able to confirm that.
Okay.
Because there were other times I talked about paying for my flights. But in that video, I was saying that if I really was a gold digger, I could have several kids by now. And so it was an attempt to make a group of people look bad, and I made myself look even worse. Because I'm like, what are you guys talking about? I'm a gold digger. These athletes don't use condoms. I could have a baby by then, right? It aged horribly, right? and I don't ever try to deny that, and I don't do apology towards. It is what it is. I said what I said. Like, that was my truth. That was my experience. The people that I was encountering, it's not even like an athlete thing. A lot of guys don't wear condoms, but it was surprising to me that people of such high status were a little bit more reckless, right? And for
you think they have so much to lose.
Yeah, I guess
like,
that's exactly what it is, right? It's like, why do you trust me, right?
Yeah.
And as a young person, and you're not even young person.
So in your
Yo, she's telling all on herself, man. And then also, dudes don't really want to wear condoms like that, but women don't really be asking dudes to do that shit as well, man. But that whole rant, not only the age, it was a terrible look for her, but it was a look that she, you know, no one put a gun to her and make her do that. She did that shit on her own. But to try to explain away that should have been, that was a horrible video. I shouldn't have done that, and I made myself look fucking terrible.
You were saying, like, fuck the haters. I could have a kid.
Yes.
None of these people, if you wanted to catch a kid by an NBA player.
It's really easy because they're dumb, right? So that's where the context of that video, right? And then I met PJ, like, we started talking when he was 20 years old. We have a 6-year age gap.
Okay, so you're 26. He's
Yeah.
20. I'm 26. I'm thinking 20-year-olds are pretty immature.
But I'm telling you, when I met him, I just felt like, and like, genuinely,
Yeah.
he had an old soul. That's how I felt about him. So a lot of people try to, like, I don't know, I feel like they try to tell me how I felt and, like, my intentions. And it's like, I know the truth. Like, I know the person that I was sitting across from at BJ's when we had our first date in Kentucky and Lexington. Like, you can't tell me that, you know?
I personally think 20 is old enough to make your own decision.
Yes.
I put myself when I was 20, and I'm thinking you can't really be groomed at 20 years old. But for some reason, I feel like back then they said that something about you met him in high school.
I did not even know he existed.
Okay.
I didn't. Like,
Or
and
you saw
honestly,
him, did you see him play in high school?
never.
Okay.
I think he was like his freshman year in college. That's probably what Pearly getting the high school thing messed up. He was right out of college. I'm saying, Boosh, I know I ain't tripping, man.
But that's what
I just happened to man, get the fuck out of here, man. She hopped on that 20-year-old dick that was propelling. He was propelling himself to the goddamn NBA. Old soul, man. The old soul, man. Got seduced, yeah. Oh man, it's back to it.
saying the $200,000 a month, the meeting him when he was in high school again, like, even when I first was, like, I met PJ when I went to Kentucky, I was talking to someone who played on the Nuggets at the time. And it was someone that I kind of had a history with. And when I met PJ and we had that connection, I immediately cut the guy from the Nuggets off. You see what I'm saying? So, like, I have my own shit going. I did not know he existed when he was in fucking high school. What? I'm pulling heavy hitters. What am I worried about a fucking kid in high school for? But that's where people just make up their own shit. So it's like, well, I can't really... You guys are going to say what the fuck you want to say. All I can do is sit here and tell you the truth.
It's a technicality by a year because he was what, a freshman in college. What's the difference between being a freshman in college and a senior in high school? 6 months. That's it.
You know?
So 20, you guys start talking. When did you get pregnant?
I got pregnant.
And you were with him for how long? And
So we talked.
Were you guys dating or were you, like, linking?
No, we were exclusive when I got pregnant.
Okay.
So we talked from February 2019 to February 2020. Now, I don't know what he was doing, who he was doing it with, whatever. But we started dating February 2020. I left California April of 2020, and I moved in with him. I had my own place, but I was staying in his apartment. We were basically kind of living together already. He asked me to move in with him in the summertime. I got pregnant August 2020. So we had been a year and a half at least familiar with one another, but exclusive probably those 6-8 months.
6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
And did you say, was the child planned?
Yeah. I mean, my son is Paul Jermaine Washington III.
Okay.
I mean,
Like, he has his
You
father's
guys
name.
sat down and said, I want to have...
Don't matter what you name the baby. Everybody.
Stop the cap. Why you always lying?
I don't know their business. I'm like, that shit wasn't planned.
Yes. And I was on birth control for 10 years because I never wanted to go through an abortion. That was just me personally. I'm like, well, if I can prevent it, and I'd rather be safe. And again, like, I'm hot, I'm popping, I got shit going on. I'm definitely not trying to have anybody's child, right? So I got off birth control. And there was a conversation, got off birth control, I got pregnant. So it wasn't some, oops, I came in you and you got pregnant. Like, no, it was,
Y'all let me
I
know
want
if
a
y'all
family,
buying
I
it.
want a child, we're going to get married.
Has PJ ever done, like, interviews on this?
No.
At all? No. I'm
Facts,
just
Boosh.
curious, would he say the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the truth.
Yeah, Boosh says they move way too fast. Facts, Boosh. And I'm wondering as well with Pearly just asked her would PJ say the same thing? I would love to hear, because as far as I know, PJ, I've never heard PJ say anything, but who knows, man? I want Red Pill was in here because I know he's in Charlotte. Maybe I think that's where PJ is. That where PJ play? I forget, man.
This is the truth.
I thought it was Charlotte, but I could be wrong.
I mean, there's some things like, again, we can share perspective,
Right.
but the facts of the matter are,
I think it was Charlotte.
he was planned. So that can't even be disputed. You know,
I love to hear
I always
PJ's
thought
take
PJ
on
was
it.
like kind of quiet and more to himself. So I don't actually see him ever really doing an interview. Like, I feel like now when we broke up, how everything panned out was like very public and out of character from what I knew of him. But I don't foresee him doing an interview. I don't.
Okay, so you guys,
Her
you guys
ass will.
break up. Or no, you're together. Tell me, how'd you guys split up?
They don't do this. I
And
know
you
she's doing
can
this shit
be
for free.
as
They
detailed or
paying
not
for this.
detailed as you want. You don't have to go into.
Okay. There were some things, like, so I had never gone through anybody's phone. And, like, because at the time I was 28, right?
Girl, you were dealing with athletes?
I never went through anybody's phone.
Never.
Except PJ's.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
He's
Because
a
I felt like if I
professional
have
athlete.
to
What
go
do you
through
think?
your phone,
Yeah.
I already have my answer, right?
And I'm not condoning cheating or anything like that, but they're professional athletes, man. They get around. And you want to know one of the reasons they are able to do that? Because all the women want them. Being high value, regardless, you know, if they may not have the character of, you know, of a high value man, but all the women want them. Of course, you're not going to be the only one, man. So I don't really feel, and I think I've heard Pearly say that as well. I don't really feel bad when people hook up with pro athletes, then they get cheated on. I mean, they shouldn't be cheating on you, but that's what athletes do because all the women are chasing after them.
And I'm not doing that. I'm not playing fucking detective, right? So I went through his phone. Again, this was the summer, like, you know, a few months before I got pregnant. Found some stuff in his phone I didn't like. Nothing confirmed. I mean, you're just entertaining bitches. Like, okay. I had never been cheated on that I knew of, right? And I found out stuff that, like, he had sex with someone in the beginning of our relationship. But this was in March. You slept with this girl. I found out July. I had already moved my whole life. I'm already here. Okay, well,
you moved from LA.
Yeah, because I moved from Woodland Hills. I had a condo in Woodland Hills, and
What was she doing out in California anyway? She was from Mississippi. Remember she said she was messing with some white dude, but yeah, I always wondered that. What was you doing out in LA? Well, being a thought, probably.
I moved all of my
my
whole life to Charlotte, North Carolina to be.
You're going to get to Jackson.
With him, right?
Okay.
So I found out some stuff. I'm like, okay, you fucked this girl in March. All right. I love you. And I know what you've seen growing up. I've never forgiven anyone because I've never caught anyone cheating on me. But, like, I understand your family dynamic, so I can, I choose to understand and to forgive you. And so one of my best friends, when we were talking about how we were, like, basically trying to get pregnant, she was like, do you think it's a good idea? Because you just found out all this stuff, right? Like, the voice of reason, right? And she's like, I don't think that's a good foundation. And I was just like, no, I trust who I'm with. Like, I get it. Like, we've talked about it. I understand. And he is younger than me, right? He's younger than me. I'm gonna try this. I've never done this, but I'm just gonna try to overlook it and move on. So with that knowledge, again, this is where I take accountability too. I saw behaviors, I saw red flags, and I still chose to move forward. And it's because I loved him. I don't know. I believed in him. And I guess that's where I'm a foolish woman, because I just chose to believe in him.
Yeah, girl, that's La La Land. Respectfully, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like
Hey, you decided to go with it because he's in the fucking NBA, man. Stop acting like this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Like he's a milkman or some shit. But milkman even exists. Y'all see the goddamn point I'm trying to make, man. There's a reason you were fucking a college kid, because he was going to the NBA. And that's the reason you got off this birth control after allegedly 10 years of being on it, because you saw it, man. Stop the cap. Stop acting like it was just, oh, you was gaga goo goo head over heels in love. You love with that almighty motherfucking dollar, which I'm not mad at, but just own that shit. Believed in the money. Exactly, Boosh. Exactly.
and we talked about this a little bit before.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like an NBA player, faithful. I've seen him. I've said this before, but I've seen him at the D3 level. D3.
The nerve.
No.
The fucking nerve.
No, I mean, I just saw how those guys would like move around campus, and it's like that's Division III basketball.
Getting
I'm
all the
thinking
hoes.
Division I has to be madness. The NBA has to be madness.
Yeah.
And firsthand, you've been dealing with these guys for like a decade. You know it's madness.
It is, and that's just where I kind of just.
You ever seen the movie He Got Game back in the day with Spike Lee joint? that shit was real, man. Athletes treat you once they go to college, man, when they D1.
Take it on the chin, and I'm like, I believed in someone, and it just didn't work out. And I know, and he knows the conversations and the consistency that I thought, you know, like this was more than enough for me to trust it. I just believed in him, and I can accept my responsibility in that for overlooking certain things that really I should have paid more attention to.
Why didn't you ever look for like just a normal guy with like a 9 to 5? Because it's just guys will always say like, pay attention to what they do, not what they say. And and it's like a lot of times we'll complain about getting like cheated on or something, right? And then, you know, we overlook the 9 to 5 guy who won't.
I would say that, I mean, my first boyfriend I met in college, he was regular guy.
Facts, Boosh.
And I loved him to death. I had dated a lawyer during that span.
Who broke up with who? College guy.
I broke up with him because it got abusive on both ends.
But this is just from the guy's perspective. Like they're gonna be like, okay, well that was the guy who wouldn't cheat, but you dumped him.
Well, it got to a place where he was he was condescending and emotionally really abusive, and then it got to a place where you're pushing me, now you're bruising up my arms, and now I'm putting my hands on you because I'm trying to defend myself. And I just felt like the respect was gone. It had nothing to do with whether you cheated or not. It was, we are very toxic together, and I do not foresee us moving past this. Like, I feel like once, this is me, once that respect is lost for whatever reason, and then now y'all are putting your hands on each other, it has to end because there's only one way it's going to end. It only gets progressively worse, in my opinion, in my experience. I'm not trying to find out either. You're putting your hands on me, doing all that other stuff. I don't want to see what you're capable of.
Did you file a police report at all or no?
No.
Okay. Because, again, it's just like from...
I love Pearly, man.
Like, a lot of times we'll say these things about guys, but it's like, the question is, like, me, if I'm getting punched in the face, I
wasn't getting punched in the face. It was more so you were, like, bruising my arms and pushing me down and little stuff like that. And if he would have punched me in the face, that would have also be a different thing. I've never been hit or punched anything ever. So, yeah, I feel like it was leading up to being punched in the face. But bruises on my arms to me is a little more than enough.
And then you never hit first?
I slapped him, yeah.
Okay. Okay, but you would agree that's like mutually abusive.
No, that's what I said. I said I didn't never said it. Oh my God, no! Like it got to a place where I'm like, all right, now I'm about to start putting my hands on you too.
And that's the thing. Like I think a lot of times you actually do, you know, agree with like a lot of the stuff I say, which is interesting.
Really? Why?
I was just expecting to disagree with you on like everything when you came.
Yeah.
On some level, but no, you actually are more based than I thought you were going to be.
I like what you talk about. I think that it's foreign to me because, and I would say probably a lot of females as well, because I can honestly say, I'll speak for myself because I don't want to speak for everybody, but I never thought about it. I never thought about how men feel. I never thought about, biologically speaking, what makes sense. I never thought about how in marriage, you know, especially if the man makes more, that it's kind of a shitty contract on their end. I know business. That doesn't make sense, you know?
And Brittany's not Brittany's not out and out like completely delusional. She has some semblance of sense, but her being fully accountable, I don't know if that's even possible. We got here. Shout out to the media man. Salute, man. He's what I hope to be as a YouTuber. Let's see here. Pearly's asking, where did it just go? I just lost it right here. Give me 1 second. Pearly's asking the right question. Shout out to you, bro. Just landed in Maryland for holidays. Merry Christmas to you and yours, man. You as well, man. Me either, man. Make sure y'all go check out his channel, man. That's my bro. Man. Travel safe, bro. Shout out to Brittany Renner, makeup artist, because she's not really that attractive. That's from Gilly. I think she's all right. I think she's a bit overhyped. Like, they talk like she's like a dime. I wouldn't say she's like that. I think she's cute though. I like her hair natural. She be all wigged and weaved out. Y'all know, if y'all been following this channel, I hate that shit with a passion. I hate weave like racist hate niggas. Oh man, it's because she's in damage control. Facts, Boosh. Facts, bro. That's what it is, man. But I also think she's reflected and realized a lot of her mistakes, a lot of things she fucked up on. Do I think she's gonna come out and take full accountability? No, she's still been ducking accountability, you know, as the stream been going on. But I do think it's some similar. It's some. She knows on some scale, like, I fucked up. Even still damage control or not.
Unless we're signing
7.3 out of 10.
right? So it's just like,
stupid.
Since
I'll
I've
tell
been
you, Boosh,
listening
I
to your
hate-
content
hate
and I
the
knew I was
wigs,
going to
yo.
get on here, I've started to like you a lot more, right? It's easy to just kind of take a clip from you and be like, oh my God, she's this, she's that. I personally like you. Like, your personality is why I got on a 7-hour flight. And I knew that even though I may not agree, and I think that, and not even about agreeing, even though I may not just limit it to just that, like that perspective, I respect it. And I think it's true. There's really not a lot of stuff I think is untrue. And I just have told you, even when we were speaking off camera, that this is a newer mentality. I don't know what this mentality would mean to society as a whole. We kind of talked about the arranged marriages and what would that mean for society as a whole, right? And I can't remember the verbiage you used when we were talking about how the arranged marriages and how women, if we had dreams and stuff we wanted to explore on our own, what that outcome would look like. You said the term. I don't remember the term you used though.
I don't remember what was
But no, it's like I get it, and all I can do is just be honest about like, this is the expression that I like, that is coded within me, and I am willing to accept the consequences that comes behind it. So I don't ask for people to look at me through a different lens. I'm just kind of here to be myself and just showcase another perspective. That's really it.
But people aren't really, and I understand what she's saying, but people aren't going to be willing to change their opinion on you. I mean, like Boosh says right here, it's because she's in damage control. But my thing is, it's, what's the term I'm looking for? It's pointless. I mean, at this point, you guys let me know. Maybe I'm tripping. But, I mean, she can't come back from that, man. She's not going to be able to, and she's never, I don't think she's ever going to be able to get that high value man that she's still seeking. Because, again, she's not going for dudes at the post office or working second shift at the plant. You know what I'm saying?
So, I'm thinking, so you do the, looking back, was there anything that you would do differently? And is there a different advice that you would give to a 20-year-old girl that has the same opportunities that you did?
I think the biggest thing that I would want to do differently is
Avoid the athletes.
Well, I will say, I have to be honest with myself, because I think it's easy to take the cliche route and say, like, I would do nothing differently. Now, from the wisdom I have acquired, no, I would not change this wisdom for a clean slate. And that's just the God honest truth. But I will say to 20-year-olds, and even to my 20-year-old self, I hate how I allowed myself to just be like used up by men. And that came from a lack of self-worth. I did not understand my value that I was born with. I didn't. And I gave, again, people look at sex differently, but sex is spiritual unification. At the end of the day, I don't care how you spin it. It's spiritual.
For women.
Okay,
Yeah,
for
women.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, for women. It's spiritual unification. And people that I shared my body with, when I think about my list, it's repulsive because they didn't deserve it. But that was an outcome of me discounting my worth. And it's disgusting. I hate even having that spiritual tie in any type of way. But yeah, I would absolutely change sexually how I move around.
Hey, man. I'll give her that, man. At least she realizes it. And that's got to be tough, too. I give people props, man. That's got to be tough to admit what she just admitted out for, for the public's consumption. And the shit's on the internet forever. So, hey, man, I'll give her that at least. But but hopping on dick after dick just to come up, man, nah, it's gross. No dude's gonna take her seriously, man. No, not the dude that she wants. She can get a regular dude who would wife her, because there's so many dudes out here that's lonely, man. What do they say? A third of all men, a third of men under the age of 30 are virgins. So it's dudes out here that would take you, but she's still gonna have that. Hey, PJ Washington was her first kid's father. She's gonna still want to shoot for that, make an attempt on round 2. Gilly said 8 stars, 5 high, man, 8 normal guys. Woo! Dude, I need that Ric Flair. You just, man, put that Ric Flair on here. Woo! Yeah, man, you're right, bro.
And not even necessarily because of like the societal outcome. It's more so from my self-worth.
Well, that's how it makes you like feel.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good knowing that you gave a sacred part of you to a man that looked at sex with you as taking a piss. That's not fulfilling. It's disgusting to think about. And I feel like I've beat myself up every single day for my decisions. And what people say about me online holds no candle to what I've told myself on a daily basis. Like I've been called worse by better, and that better being me. Like I have talked down to myself, and I felt like I was unworthy for a very long time. And I would say this is more of a recent awareness, like in the past year, where I'm like, Brittany, you were always enough. Like you never had to seek validation outside of you. You never had to look that far. And that's what I would tell myself. I would and try to tell women, you should really think about who you're laying down with. Like, and that is a more traditional view, but it's like sex is not even worth it if they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. They have no desire to. They don't want to know your favorite color. They don't give a shit. So why do you want them over top of you? Again, that's come from feeling used up. And sometimes that's why the used goods comments, they sting. Because you know what? There are times I felt like that. I feel
I'm sorry. Damn, I think fucking up.
like the old toy, the new toy that now is unexciting. And
She been spitting though, man, for the last couple minutes, man. Shout out to Great Pill Podcast. Shout out to Great Pill, man. I see you going live. Great Pill be having real discussions. Like, and I admire channels where the guys be having real discussions. Me, I just want to react to dumb shit. Shout out to Great Pill, man. Jers.
Put away in a box. So I just have to accept what I've done and move forward with this awareness and just know that, okay, the guy that most likely, that I'm not looking for a husband, I'm looking for my husband, and there's a difference. That guy is going to be a very small percentage, and I'm okay with that. I'm at peace, and I'm at peace with the things I've done. But I will say, moving forward, like talking to any girl, to you, and, you know, whoever's listening, it's like, you really should think about why you're doing what you're doing. Really think about, why am I attracting that? What part of me is resonating with a guy like that? If you have all these complaints about him, what's resonating with him? Really analyzing what you're doing. That's what I would suggest.
So because in my head, like, why wouldn't you avoid this? If you could go back, you wouldn't avoid the situations.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Hey, make sure you guys go follow Great Pill. I'll drop his channel too.
Because I thought in the beginning you said that like you wouldn't change it because of the wisdom you've acquired. But to me, it's like, oh my God, if I knew what I know now, like I probably would have waited till I was married.
No, I get that, and I understand that. I think that I have a very influential voice, and I have grown to be a voice for women who have gone through what I've gone through and experienced what I've experienced. And although I can't speak for the majority because my situation still isn't even average, right? And I'm aware of that, but my voice is important, just like your voice is important. And that's why I would not want to change anything, because I don't know what this is a very tough spot to be in, right? Because you're figuring it out. You have people who are also trying to figure it out. And it's like, I'm needed in this space because my voice guides those women that you guys talk about, right? So that's why I wouldn't change it, because there's a greater picture. Even in like I told you, my last relationship, had the Bentley, had the house, had the kid, and it wasn't enough. Okay. So it may be a small percentage of us women who feel this way, but I feel like that's the voice that I represent.
Oh no. Oh
you
no,
know?
There's a large percentage of
women. Okay. Well, I don't know.
They're predicting that 45% of women will be single and childless by 2030. Yeah. So much so that big banks are investing in like cat food, wine, things that go with like single women.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
stock up on cat food. Got that from Kevin.
So I feel like my voice does matter to navigate through this space for them.
So it's like again, it's such a small percentage of men that you're like looking for now.
I know.
Yeah. How do you want to navigate that, like moving forward? Do you even want to date like right now? Because so I know some people when their kids are young, like just don't want to date. How do you like feel about that?
I think it has more to do with where I'm at emotionally, and it's not even like a jaded thing, right? It's more of I know my value. I can have one conversation with a guy now, and I know exactly what he's about. So most of the guys that have presented themselves in front of me just want to fuck me. I'm not interested in that. And I'm going to keep an open mind, and I'm going to keep an open heart. But I know by how a man approaches me, how he speaks to me, I know that there's that he wants more with me. It is just, I know.
Gilly said earlier, I thought she said 8 husbands. Like I was going to say she had enough dicks for 8 to have had 8 husbands. She's had enough dick to have 500 husbands. Certified cat litter, cat dog food, and batteries. Yes, sir.
So that's where I'm like, I'm not going on dates right now. I'm not talking. I don't have somebody that we talk every few days, every day. I have no masculine energy besides like my family, our family friend Jerry. I have no masculine energy in my sphere, in my bubble. I don't, because I think I focused on men and just dick in general for a very long time. And now I'm just going to get to the business. I understand that the window, the percentage, it's changed a lot from when I was 22. So all I can do is kind of equip myself financially, take advantage of the opportunities I have now to set myself up.
And that's one thing she just said as well is like she focused on men, and then also she just focused on dick for men. It's always been the saying that, you know, men want sex, and all that kind of good stuff. Men love sex, you know. They always have that. The woman, you know, my husband always complaining, the cliche of the husband always complaining about his wife not giving him sex. But here's the thing, man. Women, and it's obvious, but I don't think women are obsessed with penis, bro. Dickmatized. And I know every guy on this chat has had that where they've dealt with a chick, and it's just, and especially now that once women get older, because like I said, I'll be 40, and like seeing women my age, dick is like air, attention, and dick is right. Like women get obsessed with dick, yo, and it's never talked about. It's always just the men's represented as like these sex hounds, when women are just not bad, or just as bad in my opinion, if not worse. Because
I can't rely on.
Shout out to Guyver, man. Let me know where you're checking in from. Guyver, I love that name. What's that, a sci-fi movie back in the day?
A man and someone coming to save me. I can only save myself now. So that's why dating is not a focal point, but I'm not like turning guys away that actually want to get to know me, like the real me, not just want to fuck me and say all the right things and fuck me, because I can see through that too. So I just use discernment now, where I'm like, no guys even really try to talk to me, like, or I should say, no guys that.
I was like, I don't.
No. Of course, guys. No. I'm saying, of course, there's guys in my DM, like random people. Yeah. But guys that I would be interested in, there's really nobody trying to talk to me like that, and that's okay. That's fine.
Would you date a guy that's a normal 9 to? Okay. Would you date a guy?
A regular schmegular dude.
40,000 per year, and he's not hot. He's just like, all right, average guy.
Average guy.
He has a little beer. He's like skinny, you know, little beer belly. No. I
take care of myself. I'm in the gym 4 to 5 times a week.
I don't care about the beer belly.
Whatever his salary is, to me, I feel like I still want to be attracted to the person that I'm with. And $45,000 you should be in the gym. The gym membership's $20 a month.
She's definitely a gym.
So if I'll give her that. Again, I had a kid a year and a half ago. And I look damn good. So it's like I would want someone who takes care of their body.
Damn, I forget, man. Time flies, man. I forget. That baby is young, bro. I'm thinking that baby like 5 or 6. This motherfucker 18 months. Kindergarten, a long way for him.
So the beer belly is not where he lost it.
She just asked the question.
Really the money thing. It was like the attractiveness.
What if he was like dead in the face but jacked?
Pearl's stupid with the qualifiers.
No, I like what I'm looking at. And then, like, especially too as they get older, like I like the salt and pepper. Like they get sexier. Like I don't want to date someone that I'm not attracted to.
Would you date someone like 20, 30 years older? 30 years older.
If they got the bag, you got them. What you think, Boosh?
He's salt and pepper and fine?
Brittany, I don't know if I can say that. Brittany been with a 13-year-old, long as they got the bag. She'd be sitting at the sidelines at the minor league games.
Probably.
He's okay.
She got a whole long road raising that kid. Facts, Boosh. Facts. Gilly said if she didn't have such a past, she could easily be an 8.7. I like his point. That's why I was laughing at earlier when he said 7.3. I like the random numbers. The random numbers post decimal. Facts, though.
It's just like,
But that is real talk though, Gilly. That is real talk, man. If she didn't have such a past, because she's not, I wouldn't say she's a dime, she's obviously an attractive woman, and she keeps herself in great shape as well. If she wasn't out here being an asshole on social media, and that's one thing I always say in my videos. Once it's out there forever. There's no getting it back. So when you in your car ranting because some dude dumped you, making dumbass videos, and that's something that I say it seems like the younger generation does a lot. Even though there are plenty of people my age, 40 and older, who do this shit. But you seem to be a younger person thing where they rank in these phones like they use these phones and these social media apps as counseling sessions. When they should either be talking to a friend, a therapist, or to do a lot of other people do, just shut the fuck up. Just keep it to yourself.
even when girls say they're like breaking down their standard, it's like, do we really?
Exactly.
I think I'm like,
You know what percent of men most women find unattractive?
what?
Not just okay, unattractive.
Okay, what?
80. You probably find 80% of men unattractive. So even if and that's why I say like even if you find a guy attractive, like you just think he's fine, that means other girls think he's fine. That's top 20% of men. And it kind of just puts us in the same predicament where it's like through our 20s, like this is what the guys are complaining about. It's like, okay, through our 20s, we're gonna sleep around with the rappers, the entertainers, and maybe like, most girls, I would say, I know the manosphere says differently, don't have access to the guys you would access to, right? But it could be like the town rapper, the town, like whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
And those guys will never commit, and if they do commit, they'll probably cheat. And then we come at 30 and say, take me now, maybe with a kid from someone.
Yeah.
And it's like the guy comes in and feels like he's like settled for because the guys you really wanted were in your 20s. And it's kind of like what you're saying is kind of reiterating this because you just said now, like you don't have the guys you want in your DMs anymore.
Correct. But this is how it's meant to be because a lot of people have villainized me and I've played into that. Actually, I want to say, people have villainized me and I have villainized myself because it's like, well, instead of fighting against it and, I don't know, trying to convince people I'm actually a good-hearted person.
Because if I remember correctly, a lot of that shit came out and she had the opportunity to go about it a different way. She chose like, no, I'm going to double down on this nonsense. And it is what it was.
Easier to just be the villain. So I do feel like the villain element is a lot of, I would say more so what guys fear, right? Because they're thinking she's going to hurt me, she's going to write about me, she's going to this. So to be honest, I wasn't meant to be with any of those guys in my 20s. Like, it wasn't a match. Like, there's nobody then that I'm like, I wish they would take me seriously now. No. Like, I like them the same reason they like me. I'm trophy pussy to them, and they're basically trophy dick to me.
I don't even trophy pussy. Like, I don't even understand. I mean, you can say, oh, yeah, I hit that, I guess. But I don't know. I don't really understand that one.
We both got what we wanted. I mean, essentially, we wanted to have sex. That worked. I mean, yeah, you have sex and you maybe want to start being in a relationship, but I didn't fucking know them like that. There's a lot of guys I didn't really know on that level to even, it makes sense. So it's not even like you were saying, I'm trying to think of the sentence you said before we started this conversation, though. This topic. So it's not even that I'm like, oh, I wish I had those options. It's just more so like that shit was shallow anyways. Everything was shallow about it. Like, you didn't really want to get to know me for me.
Yeah, but that's like the woman's point of view. You know what I mean? Like,
but they didn't want to. If they wanted to get to know me for me,
that's it. And she cute.
It'd been a little different.
They wasn't like, oh my God, I smashed Brittany Renner. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? Most dudes want to keep it on the low, especially with her ass out here throwing out names in books and shit. Boo says, yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief. Facts. Trophy, when other motherfuckers can get it too high. Exactly, man. But I think that's the thing, man, with a lot. You see that a lot with women, man, is that they'll say these things because they try to be like men. And I think that's the best way I can put it. They can do the same thing as men can do. I can have sex with this dude didn't want mean anything because men can do it. When in reality, the majority of women can't do that. There's some, but they're in the minority. Shout out to Janesta. Shout out to Janesta Coleman with the $10 super chat. Says missing the content doing errands. Much love. Oh yeah, no doubt, Janesta. I got something in the soundboard just for this.
I'm rich, biatch.
I appreciate it, Janesta. Be safe out there. You know it's cold. You know it's cold in the D.
No, but I'm saying, like, from the men's point of view, it's going to be, and this is
I was in Albuquerque, Boosh. Tell me the weather's better than Detroit, man. It's currently 11 degrees.
just, again, what the guys are saying.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, you made all those, like, you let all those guys hit for free, and now I got to do all this.
Well, it's not even, I don't even look at it as, well, you did it for free because I'm not a prostitute. Like, and I'm not a glorified escort
Right,
either.
and that might not be
That's the
how
point.
you look at it,
Okay,
but this is
'cause that's crazy to me.
This is just how, like, this is how men see it.
Janessa
It's
said
like
that.
it's like, okay, blessing, producer. You took your girl on dates, right? Yeah. How would you feel? How would you feel if you took her on, let's say, 5 dates before you hit? I don't know what y'all did. I'm not. And then you found out that your Bob down the street hit without taking her on shit. Like it hurts. It's like it hurts the man's ego.
No, that's fine.
And it hurts. It's not insecurity either. It's just like that's what guys see.
Boosh says 51. I want to be mad at you, Boosh, but I ain't no hater, man. warm. Yeah, I hear you, Boosh. Warm.
That's where I have to come in and
51 beat
say,
11 any day.
okay. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying your ego shouldn't be hurt. I'm saying you're not somebody that
Getting old. My
is
knees.
even, like, we're not on each other's radar. So the man that I want can't care about who the fuck I went on it, who I did what with. And that's a small percentage. So that's why it's like, him saying that, he's allowed to feel that way. I mean, that's fine. Like, you're not on my
But
radar, I'm not on yours.
I think the point is, like, all men think like this.
I'm not going to generalize all.
The
I just
vast
can't. Like, we
majority
can
of
say
men-
majority, but I'm not going to generalize and say all. Because it's like, what my biggest issue is like, once you hit a certain age, you're no good. Okay, so women, we hit 30 and we're basically useless to society.
She like that wall. She like
Okay,
that wall
so most
talk.
men, that's how they're going to feel. That our life still has to go on.
I would say not most men don't feel that way. It's again, it's the men that we want that feel that way because those men have options. 80% of men women find unattractive. Those men will date 30-year-olds. They'll date single mothers. They'll do all of it. It's the 20% of men that we want when they say, okay, single mom or no single mom. I'm going to pick no single mom because it's just less headache.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I could pick a 22-year-old or a 32-year-old, I'm going to pick a 22-year-old. It's
That's
not
fine.
it's not to say nobody gets through, but just like on a balance of probabilities.
No, and that's fine. I just think
And
that,
I think the men sometimes get frustrated with us because they feel like we've been sold this fairy tale that's just not real, and these men are not real. Like to them, and that's where they come in and say like women are delusional for like wanting these things.
I mean, and from their perspective, that's valid. That I don't have to, like, if that's however, whatever percentage men you want to say that's how they feel. You're saying all. I'm saying I'm not gonna categorize and say
Okay,
all.
we can
I don't
say-
think all of anything.
I'll give you 5%.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
5%.
about
Okay,
and
well
I
then
think
I'm
that's
only concerned about
realistic.
the 5. Like
Men don't, if they have a choice, men would prefer not to wife promiscuous women, man. And it's not something that really requires critical thinking. Men will fuck whores. Men typically don't want to marry them, man. Like, what are we talking about here, man? This is just the basics. But a lot of women have a hard time because I watch a lot of Pro content. Pro makes great content, and you'll be surprised all the women that come on that show, and they refuse to believe that because they conflate sexual attention with relationship attention, and that's something that I always thought. I mean, before I came across the manosphere, I always just assumed women knew that. Like that's something that blindsided me about the manosphere is learning that a lot of women can't tell just because a dude will bend them over and bump uglies with them. They think that equates to them having the potential to be in a long-term relationship or possible marriage with that individual when he just see you as a jump off. Boosh says I've been hearing about these crazy ass cold fronts and snowstorms. Glad it's chill here with the weather. Oh yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt, man. What they say in the military, smoke them if you got them, man. If you got a good day, man, go ahead and rock it, bro. It's cold. I ain't complaining, though, because we ain't get much snow, but it's been cold here, though. Let's see. Yeah, man, that's crazy. It's crazy to me, man. It's obvious, man. It's just some things. And Media Man, dog, he my homie. He was in here earlier, and he said something on me and him. We're going back and forth on this live stream, and he said something along the lines like he was surprised how a lot of women don't know like the basics things about men in the manosphere. Like men don't want to wife up whores. They'll have sex with them, but men typically don't want to wife them up. And men wants a woman who can like cook and clean, like the basic shit, and women want to fight that, the basics.
I have no like. Right. I'm not Jehovah's Witness. I'm not here to convert. You guys shouldn't think this way about me. You should see me as this. See my value. I don't need that.
And I'm not saying like there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, it just is what it is.
You're where you're at. You can't undo the men you slept with.
Yeah, and I don't want to. It just is what it is.
You have a child, so you can't undo any of that. There's no point in harping about it. And I think that's the point you generally try to make.
Yeah, is that I accept the repercussions of my decisions, good, bad, or indifferent.
But my only point is I'm just trying to like let you know this is how the men see it, and this is what they're talking about in the red pill.
I get it.
Okay, what were your biggest disagreements with me before you met me?
Biggest disagreements,
or anything on the show that you've disagreed with that I said.
I think there were maybe 3 things.
Okay.
The first, well, I had only watched one video on your Instagram, because I didn't want to do too deep of a dive just yet, right? And it was the women aren't entitled to safety. And I think it's triggering because like you think of like, well, why do I have to fear going?
It's the holidays, Janessa. You can have a little sip and see an EJ. Oh, well, I'll stop. That's funny.
Down a dark alley, right? So then we actually think about it. None of us are entitled to safety. So that statement is actually true. So that was one thing. So I kind of went through my own thought process. We move forward. I don't even know.
So many people triggered over that one.
Yeah, because it's like you do want to be like, well, why can't I go down an alley at 1 a.m? Well, you can, but whatever. But I think the other thing we had on the show, again, I don't disagree with. Okay, maybe the fat comments aren't that nice.
I can't say it.
I would say that
the large and majestic creatures.
I don't think they're nice. I get
they started though.
Okay, but I mean, so I get you trying to defend yourself, and like when somebody says something mean to you, or again, if someone's not nice to you, you're gonna be not nice back. So even from your perspective, I still get it. It's like you attack me, well, you're gonna hit me, I'm going below the belt. You're going low, I'm going to hell. You know what I mean? So I also even though I don't agree, I understand, because if you're going to talk about me, I'm going to talk about you too, right? And I think the only thing during our talk with Andrew that I think I got maybe a little hyper was when we were talking about the child support stuff. And that's just because that is a close to home topic, and it is a very...
No shit.
It is a topic that to me is talked about a lot, and people who don't have a fucking kid, who aren't going through this process, the lawyers, the custody, child support, all that stuff, you don't have a fucking clue, So every state has different laws. So I think that was the only thing where I felt kind of hyper, but we talked about that like on the show. We kind of got into that stuff and why I felt the way I felt. So I don't know. I like you. I'm going to be honest. Like I definitely want to shoot more stuff together, and
the pair of nobody saw coming.
Yeah, like I think you're cool as fuck. So I don't know. Like I think that I watched a lot of videos of.
Boo says, of course they hit close on facts, man. And I think, I don't know, I think she possibly, I'll be surprised if she didn't get into it a little deeper in the interview. But it's no spoiler, it's already out there, so I'll go ahead and say it. But, because I've talked about it, I hit on it a couple times, actually in a video I did recently too, about the lady who said Pookies don't exist, we just hate. But in that video, I dropped the clip, she only got $2,500 a month, man. She did, because I think it was rumored initially like she had got $250,000 a month, which was bullshit. And I remember at the time thinking, there's no way she got that much money from PJ. That dude was on his rookie deal. He ain't making enough bread to be paying her that. But yeah, she did all that for $2,500 a month, man. Yeah, she want to hit that close to home. Yeah, you talk about just like she don't want to talk about the wall, Boosh. Because she said it a couple times. She know the wall coming, but she in denial, bro.
About you on TikTok. People were very ugly to you. And I don't think they really see your personality. And they don't understand that there is a voice. Every voice is very important, right? Everybody's voice. It doesn't matter what shitty you think their content is, you think they're this. Their perspective is valid, and they are representing a group of people. So you can't, if you care about feelings and you care about truth, then you wouldn't try to downplay other people's perception. Like it's valid. And there's a lot of things too that we talk about, that you talk about with the marriage and the contracts and disadvantages and biological things. Those are things that just cannot be argued. Like from a biological standpoint, a lot of stuff makes sense. So I like what you're doing personally, and I like you as a person. And I think if more people actually sat down and talked to you, they would like you to. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, tell that to the beautiful, majestic creature.
And if you guys don't follow Pearly, I think Pearly got in trouble for Pearly used to call them whales. And Pearly said at one point she was a big girl. And Pearly said she's tall too. She's like 6 foot. So she's probably she was probably a big one out there. But yeah, she calls them whales. And I think she got in trouble. I know she got banned on TikTok. And I think she got in trouble. I think she can't call them whales anymore. That's why she called them big majestics.
I'm not saying it anymore. It's the sea creatures. Okay, guys, if you have a question to submit to Brittany, go on my story. I'm going to pick a couple right now. It's on Instagram. Just Pearly Things 1. They took away my actual ones. I'm going to go. Okay. Oh, this is
Am I looking oily? Am I good?
Do you think body count matters?
For men or women?
For women.
Well, if we're talking about this space that we're in, it does matter. They're literally using body count as a way to, it's a scale. Of course, I'm going to say no, because I don't want to be judged for my body count. I wouldn't judge a man for his body count. But we're in a world where women are judged. So to a lot of men, it does matter. There are some men, we don't know the percentage, whatever. There are some men who don't give a fuck. So.
And while we watching, man, why don't y'all go ahead and throw it in the comments? What do you guys think about the whole body count argument? Let me know. I want to hear you guys' opinion. I'll give you guys mine as well. But just let me know, man. Just let me know. I want to hear you guys' opinions on the whole body count discussion. Does it matter, yay or nay? And then I'll give you guys my thoughts.
Yeah, I think yes and no.
Would you agree that like better marriages like tend to be formed when they're both virgins, or when the woman's a virgin at least?
I would say
I would probably assume so.
From my theory about that is, if you don't know about anything else, there's a greater chance you're going to stay. So what I've come to realize with having different types of sex, when you have a big one,
I just thought about that. She was talking about spitting in somebody's mouth. Earlier, and I heard her on another video talking about eating ass. Brittany probably a freak, bro. I thought about that. My thoughts of her change. Get Brittany to do anything. Do something strange for some change.
When it's a small one, right? And these things, this experience, it shapes how you view what the ideal partner or guy or sex is like. And so if I take the concept that we're both virgins, we both don't know about, you can get choked, get spitting in mouths and anal and all this crazy stuff. Sorry, but I'm just saying.
Wait, y'all spit in each other's mouths?
Thank you. We getting into this now. She said that a couple times, y'all.
You never have?
Buckle up the seatbelts. No. Maybe this gonna get.
I've done a lot of shit though.
We might be going somewhere, fellas. Buckle up.
All right, ew. No, that's ew.
We come back to the body count.
Sorry. That just.
I feel like you only know of each other, so there's a greater chance. Like your mind doesn't necessarily. I'm not gonna say it doesn't wander, but I would say that there's the probabilities.
Go back to the freak shit. Go back to the freak shit. Gilly said, the less bodies, the better wife. Facts. The more bodies, the better professionals. Yeah, that's a good balance. I like how you played that too. Yeah, she a freak, bro. Pearly called her, because that's the second time she's talking about spitting in somebody's mouth. I want to go back to the bedroom.
A lot lower, because you don't know anything. That's it.
I don't care about the body count anymore.
You don't know what a Lysol can's like, because you ain't never been with one. Your husband's a 5-incher, he's a 6-incher.
Okay. Do you think you've peaked?
Ooh.
And if so, what age?
Peaked in what? Like look-wise?
Yeah, look-wise. Do you think you've peaked physically, and if so, what age?
But she's still only 20.
Like when I was in my best shape.
Did she say she was 26? I'm gonna Google her
obviously
age.
I've had a baby now, so my body's changed. I will say that the base is still pretty much the same. Right. I feel like my favorite body, if I'm looking back at old pictures, probably 2019. It's probably like all the pictures I took then. I'm like, damn.
How old were you?
2019. I'm not good at math. What?
Okay, she's 30 now.
Sorry, I can't even.
So like 2 years ago.
Yeah. I feel like that
3 years ago.
3 years ago. I'm sorry. Like I said, yeah.
So dumb.
I feel like, body wise, 2019. Yeah, I feel like that was my favorite body. Because again, I feel like I've always had because genetically I've just always had a really nice body, and I was always in the gym as well. But I think I was a lot skinnier in the 2015, 2016. So 2019 was probably like my favorite, and then got pregnant.
When do you think most women peak? Also,
probably like mid-20s, maybe. Yeah.
Mid-20s.
I mean, I'm going off of when I look at the girls I went to high school with on my Facebook. I'm like, she used to be that girl, and she's not that girl now. You know, not trying to be mean. It's just like they just look a lot.
It's honest,
and it's like you can't control a lot of it. It's genetic. So unless you have the money to get like work done, you're going to age. It's a natural thing. So I don't even say that to be nasty. I just feel like probably like mid-20s, like 25, 26 maybe.
Hey, Cree, she back. Okay, cool. Let me read some of these comments here. We get back to it. Yeah, we were talking about the body counts. Gilly, I like Gilly's comments. I'm gonna read them again. The less bodies, the better wife. The more bodies, the better professionals. Yeah. Be doing like Brittany doing over here, old gangbang. Brittany a fucking freak. She probably riding a damn dildo pogo stick into the goddamn bedroom. Boo says, I think it does. I know this is la territory, but there is truth about having these ties to that person, whether you know it or not. And I think, you know, because I know a thing that they say a lot is the like pair bonding, and that's something I really didn't agree with like initially. Like that's kind of like seemed like some made up shit, but as I'm consuming more of this concept, I'm thinking there's some truth in it. My opinion on the body count thing overall is this: do I think it's irrelevant? Hell, the fuck no. I think but I think it's a pointless discussion because you won't get the truth. You won't get the truth, and if your woman was honest with you and told you, even if it was even if it was only a couple guys, to most men it's going to be too many anyway. You're like, two? How many dudes you been with? You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what I think. That's why I think it's a useless conversation because the women aren't going to be honest about the shit, and there's kind of no way for you to really know. Now, at the same time, because I've seen Pearly talk to some ladies, and they're like, "Oh, I just tell a guy one." Like, a lot of women just think men are stupid, and that's the crazy part. But I think that's because men are simple. Like, we know men are simple, but they misconstrue that simplicity for unintelligence, really stupidity, more than anything. But so I've heard a lot of women tell Pearly, off my reactions, to, oh yeah, you can just tell a guy anything. Guys aren't stupid. Like, they can tell if you're promiscuous because you let a woman talk long enough, she's gonna tell on herself every goddamn time. But I don't think it's a relevant conversation, but I think it's one you won't never get the answer to. Hey Theo in the trial. Shout out to D Samuel, shout out to the UK. Janessa says it's no one business, however, we are going to lie. That's what I'm saying. Women are going to lie. They're going to lie about that shit anyway. So it's kind of really no point. I don't even think that's why it's something I usually don't even talk about on my videos, because what's the point? What's the point of talking about something you're never going to get to the bottom of?
Usually, yeah, that would be my guess.
I actually think most girls peak at like 19. I think most of the people.
19?
Yeah, I really do.
You're like so
D be up late too in the UK. He be up late, bro. He be like 1, 2. He just be up in the chat like, what up? 1, 2 in the morning in UK time.
babies, I feel like. You're still growing into your body and stuff.
Most girls I know in the U.S. got fat. Like, most girls were in better shape when they were 19, and I think that's like half of it.
Okay.
Maybe some got a little better style by like 21, 22, but I feel like I noticed, yeah, I think 19.
Okay.
For most girls.
Okay.
Blessing, my thing isn't loading because of the service. Can you connect me to the Wi-Fi for a second? Thank you.
This has been fun. I'm so glad we got to like talk.
Blessing is top producer. Thank you. Guys, go to Instagram. Follow it while you're there, but for real, submit questions because I'm going to have her do them in a second. Okay.
I was just thinking I need to get a producer here. My ass can't even get the video to play right.
Okay. Have you noticed a difference in dating since you became a single mother?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about that. Do you feel like that has been the biggest difference?
got
What
me
was
some
bigger,
blunt wraps from
having a
the
kid or the book?
The book.
Really? Oh, I thought the kid would be bigger than the book.
The book for sure. Like, there was a time, I'm telling you, at one point, the DMs were looking like a Nike store with all the checks, right?
And she's so proud
After
of that
the book,
shit.
Must be nice.
I tell you, but after the book, it was quiet. I feel like it took a.
Oh yeah.
I don't
no
even
doubt,
really
Cree.
want to say when it picked back up. I don't even know. Probably maybe like 7 or 8 months after the book, it started to kind of balance back out. But I'm talking, it was quiet.
And that was
Facts, Gilly. He the one that put me up on it on OBS anyway. It was him.
how old?
I think I was 26 when I released my book. Yeah.
In the life.
26.
Yeah.
They say the wall
Yeah, Cree, you supposed to do a store run for us. You should have got our list before you left. Selfish ass.
is undefeated. It's like 27. Would you date someone like Tate?
Would I date someone like him?
Yeah. Could you do the multiple wives if he was open with you from the jump?
Oh yeah, we should react. Oh, you know what?
It's like, I would want him to my.
I'm sorry, I'm stopping the video. That interview's tomorrow. I wonder if we could. I wonder if we could react to that one, maybe live too. I don't know. I just thought about that. DM there, just looking to smash. Yeah, and she said that she was on an interview with Jackson State. If I don't know if you guys remember that Deion Sanders. I know he just went to Colorado, but he was coaching at Jackson State and brought her in. And I remember her saying that exact same thing during the interview. Like, my DMs were just Nike checks, just checks from all the guys with checks that was in her DMs. But she was bragging about that shit. And it's a couple years later, and that's still what it was. But you notice she's already talking about how it was, and she only 30. Because that's how big of a change she's done been since she dropped that baby off, man. And she nuked any potential, those car rants nuked any potential suitor of any quality. Because a dude with a bag, we don't deal with this shit from her. Why? He can get a childless woman.
Myself.
Less damage, because this chick out of mine.
I like the way he carries himself. I feel like he has that Mufasa energy. And I do think it's a lot different if you it's full transparency. I'm never going to say never, because a lot can happen between now and never, but I like the idea of someone just being fully transparent. And I don't know exactly, I don't know if I could be one of several, but I just don't want to say never. I don't know. I'm just going to keep an open mind. So I like transparency. I like honesty. I can respect honesty.
If you could have a perfect man that you wanted 6'6", you know what that means?
No, I was like, what?
Okay,
Facts,
6 feet,
Facts,
6 inches,
6 inches. That's
6
funny.
figures.
Oh my God. I love all these terms.
Would you give up your career?
Give up my career?
Yeah, for the perfect guy.
So I'm just, I'm at home doing nothing?
I was the career. What the fuck do Brittany do? Well, she was giving speeches. Well, she gives interviews. I take that back, because I know she didn't go all the way over there to London for free. Hell no. Pearly cut the check.
Or what am I doing?
I was about to ask what she do, but
Being a mom?
Kids, yeah.
I have to have more kids? Is that a part of the deal? Do I have to offer on my uterus, or can we just be in love?
You don't want to have more kids?
I don't know. Never say never. I don't want to I don't say I never want to have more kids. I would never do this, because I just feel like I've been humbled in a lot of ways. So right now, unless a man wants to marry me, why would I have more kids? I already have baby daddy, like, can't imagine more, especially without that commitment. Again, if we get married and it doesn't work out, that's a whole, whatever. But would I give up my career? Have the perfect guy, like he sees the beauty in the Grand Canyon and does the bachata in the restaurant and is romantic. God, I don't know. That's hard.
Sometimes when you talk, it sounds like La La Land. Respectfully,
I mean,
it's just because you'll talk about these guys, and I'm like, these men aren't real.
I wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry. Sometimes when you talk, it sounds like La La Land. I thought you were about to talk about somebody else, man. I'm sorry.
See, look, man sees the beauty. It's talking about the beauty in the Grand Canyon.
But why can't I have a guy that sees the beauty in the Grand Canyon?
Why
would I want someone that doesn't see the beauty in the Grand Canyon?
Why can't I have a millionaire?
Janessa says, is just Pearly trying to help the black girls out? I mean, here's what I would say about Pearly. Pearly employs a lot of people, and I heard her say that she has a team because, and I've said this before, Pearly has about 20 channels. And you guys are thinking, like, Theo, you exaggerating a little bit. No, Pearly has probably 15 to 20 channels, no bullshit, just Pearly things, Pearly clips. I follow another one called the Red Pill Zone. That one's actually really good. She has about 20 channels on her own. And she said that she has a team in Nigeria that works for her. So she employs a lot. She employs a lot of black people, and she's put on. I heard Thon say this too, Janesta. King Richards, he's another content creator out there in the UK. He actually came and commented on one of my reactions I did to his video. He was already on doing his thing before Pearly came around, but I think they got a studio, so now he come use her studio. So she does help out a lot of black people. But I think I haven't listened to her videos when she talk about race. But I think I haven't heard that content, but I think a lot of people don't like that content that she makes. But I'm not sure I'm not sure what her opinion is because I just haven't watched that type of content. But I know she has helped a lot of black people employ, even helped their channel because even Aunt Jenny as well. Aunt Jenny, I've done reactions to her and her channel's blowing. She's got like about 15,000 subs or whatever. And Pearly was the one to help her out. So let's see. God, let's see. I wasn't. Yeah. I didn't expect that. Now I can kind of see like, now I kind of see what people don't like you. I saw it for a second. Because she has black people on her team. Yeah. She cares about us too. Damn. Okay. Merry Christmas to you all as well. Yeah, man. Like Pearly, that's what I was going to say because I think people have accused her of that, but I remember her saying that one day. She was like, I got a team of people in Nigeria. And I was like, holy shit. Because once you're making this much content and have a channel this huge, man, she's getting money, millions. You know what I'm saying? So she has the ability to, and I actually heard her say that. So and I heard Thon say this as well, Janesta, that you don't have to. And I've said something similar, but you don't have to agree with everyone on everything. So I guess people don't really like her stands on like racism and white supremacy and all that kind of stuff. Again, I haven't watched it, but I can, you don't have to agree with everyone on everything. And I kind of, and Joel, one of the subscribers here, he said that we did a stream, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, but he said that's why he liked coming here around, my channel, to do better, with us, because he was like, people can have different opinions. We don't all jump on a motherfucker because Gilly might feel one way and Boosh feel another. We're not like, all right, Boosh, fuck Gilly. Like, no, man, that's not what it is. So, but yeah, I did hear her say that. She helped out a lot of black people in I thought Thon made a good point because I had forgot about that when he said about King Richards, because King Richards was already an established YouTuber, hooked up with Pearl, and now his channel is even bigger. So, and Pearl kind of blew up overnight too, because I don't think her channel is even a year old yet. She's got nearly almost 1 million subs on her main channel.
But he doesn't see the beauty in the Grand Canyon? Bro, you're going to be able to...
I'm sorry, one sec. Krieger says, I'm tripping off the fact that Pearly's so young. She's like that cool young girl at the job that you could just shoot the shit with. Yeah, and I know she was young, but when she said Pearly's only 25, I think she just said in this video she's 26 now. Like, man, to be that good. But I just think like anything else, just repetition. I saw something similar with what's my man name from Fresh and Fit, Myron. He was on with, I don't know the channel. I saw the reaction like Grilled or something over in the UK. And but yeah, I think just with repetition, you just get this stuff down to a science, man. But yeah, Pearly's dope too. But Pearly was raised in a 2-family household. Her parents were high school sweethearts. You know what I'm saying? Her dad is like a 1%er. You know what I'm saying? So she seemed like she comes from a really good family.
To make your own money. So why, at the end of the day, you grew up with money. No, so money, why would that even really impress you?
My point is like, it's just sometimes I think when we talk about like these perfect guys, and it's, when I was younger, oh God, it's so embarrassing. I don't really want to say it on live. Everyone's going to roast me.
Say it, Pearl.
Why would they roast you?
Say it, Pearl.
Because it's embarrassing. When I was a kid, oh my gosh, I totally had a list of what I wanted in my future husband.
That's not dumb. That's really smart.
It does, but when I read it back, I was like, God damn, I was delusional.
No, I think,
I was like, God damn.
I think for me that I've I'm not looking for like a fucking perfect guy. I just want a guy that has similar values. And yeah, like I don't know how to be quite honest with you, like why would a guy see the value in me if he doesn't even see the value in this is going to sound so crazy. I don't care, I'm going to say it. If you don't see the beauty in like the world and the land and all of these things, why the fuck would you think I'm valuable? You don't even think the Grand Canyon's like its value speaks for itself. So you're not going to see the value in me.
Why is she stuck on the Grand Canyon? Big fucking deal. Shalom, salute to making men great again. Shout out DC, man. Shout out, bro. I don't think I've ever seen you around, man. DC. Let me know you checking in from. I was making assumption it was DC.
So yeah, I mean, for me, I don't.
Great to have you, man.
I don't want a millionaire over someone who would want to do that with me.
Merry Christmas
That's
to all
just
y'all
where
as
I'm
well,
at,
man.
and
Boo,
I'm okay
Skilly.
with that. It's not like
It's a Grand Tank
Cree, roll the weed up.
Canyon is a big ditch in higher. Oh my god. Whatever.
Exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're looking at the world with a feminine lens. Do you know what I mean? Like, the man will see the Grand Canyon. Like, I just think of my brothers, okay? And they're not trying to look at the Grand Canyon and see the beauty in it. And my dad.
Janessa says, I thought she was a culture vulture. No, Janessa, Pearlie's not that. I'll tell you, I would say there are definitely some culture vultures. I was going for like DJ Vlad and all those dudes. But no, Pearlie's not that.
I look up to my dad more than anyone in the world. He is a great man. Okay, and like I go to him for like everything, and I'm like, he would think it was cool, but he's trying to bike it.
Stream,
but that to me is cool. No, but
yeah,
that's what I'm saying though. Like somebody who would want to bike it, someone who would want to hike, like that to me, it's not about like, oh wow, just the Grand Canyon. It's more so that like I think that's cool. Him even wanting to bike it is cool to me. That's the kind of guy I would want. Like, I would love to bike the Grand Canyon with someone that I love.
Yeah.
That's like...
But it's like, see, this is where I often, like, kind of see where the guys are coming from. Because it's like, my dad probably would be looked over by most women when he was in his 20s. He was a little nerdy guy. The University of Chicago. Shout out, Dad. Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out, Father. I already know these comments are hilarious. I'm not gonna. Can I read you one? It's kind of mean though. I won't.
That's fine.
They just had asked her to stop being a hoe. What did they think would happen? Like what she's gonna say? Yeah. Okay. Oh, guys, the Tate Brittany Pearl video. It's probably coming out Friday. My thumbnail guy is out of town this week. So he's out of town until Thursday. So
she got a guy that does fucking thumbnails. I make all my terrible thumbnails. I wish I guess somebody else
how did you feel about that conversation? Like as a whole?
My thumbnail guy.
Good. I think if I had to do it over again, I would have had one, maybe two less people on the panel.
Okay.
Just because I really wanted to hear you more. And I felt like there was some people on the panel that just like kept talking for a very long time.
Yeah. And I think too, I want to clarify because I know that they're going to love that video. Like, I love that you even put that together and thought about adding me to that. When I am in a group setting, especially like that type of panel, I'm an active listener. So when somebody's talking, you be quiet. You don't talk. So I think that's why for me, when people are going around and there's three people that have made a point, whatever I had to say, I'm just like, I kind of didn't get to say it because, again, I believe in just listening and letting people talk. And then when it's my turn to talk, I'll talk. So I didn't have a lot of times where it was my turn to talk.
You know what, guys? I just saw this as well. That's why I was double checking. We can go live tomorrow, man. If y'all want to, it's Christmas Day. But I just checked. That interview with Andrew is going to be live tomorrow. It's going to drop tomorrow at 4 p.m. So shit, we can go live and watch that if y'all want to. Yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody as well. Cree says she's already rolling up. Shout out to Boosh, man. Shout out to Albuquerque, man. Shout out to New Mexico. Shout out to all y'all, man. Cree rolling up. Smoke something, shout it. Let's see what Gilly said. It's hard to see Pearl as a culture vulture because she has brothers, and I know she wants her bros to be happily married with kids. Yeah, man, facts. And they come from a big family, too. I didn't know that about her. Yeah, oh, yeah, Janessa. Yeah, and that's the thing. Janessa's probably just unaware of her content. I don't know what state she's from, but I think her and her parents, they had like 10 kids. Her parents met in high school, and then her dad's like some rich dude who's like, you wouldn't even tell. I saw a picture of him, couldn't tell. My pops got a boy like that. Dude looks like a fucking homeless person. And come to find out, father of my friend, a friend of my father's is like a multimillionaire. Dude looked like a Dusty. Yeah, oh yeah, no doubt, Bush. Yeah, I just saw that. Right. So tomorrow we can go live. The interview is at 4 with Andrew Tate at 4 o'clock Eastern time because I didn't know what time they were going to drop it. But we can do that tomorrow, man. We can go live then. We'll do it live. Oh shit! Damn, I messed up the video. My bad. 1 second. Oh man, up here being a jerk. Let's see. Where'd the video go? Let me go back to it. Oh, 1 second, y'all. Oh no, where'd the video go? Okay, there we go.
As exciting as being a villain, right? If I don't get as many clicks, if I don't
was there, but
And this is, I grew up in a 1% family.
as a whole.
Good. I think if I had to do it over again, I would have had 1, maybe 2 less people on the panel.
Okay.
Just
yeah,
At the end of the day, you grew up with money.
No,
So money is how
yeah, I think he was at about 55, man.
just think of my brothers, okay? And they're not trying to look at the Grand Canyon and see the beauty in it. And my dad is, I look up to my dad more than anyone in the world. He is a great man, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And like I go to him for like everything.
My
And
bad, too busy
I'm like,
laughing, breaking shit.
He would think it was cool, but he's trying to bike it.
But that to me is cool. No, but
yeah, we got
that's what I'm
past
saying
this
though.
already.
Like somebody who would want to bike it, someone who would want to hike, like that to
She was on the Grand Canyon. I think we were a few minutes past it.
his team, if he wants to settle outside, if he's like actually know this.
all of that, you know.
My answer is going to be no because that's something I can provide for myself. So I would never downgrade my lifestyle.
Oh yeah, she was talking about when she dated an average dude. DC says she's just like most of these confused women want a man who will be a continuation to their adventure. Talking about riding bikes on the Grand Canyon. Facts. Happy Kwanzaa from D. Yeah. No doubt, DC, and that's something I heard Thon say on the Black Light podcast. Say that as well. Like a lot of women think that men are just here for their vacation. Like they're men's what's the best way I can word it? How a man's purpose is revolving around their needs for recreational travel. Nothing more. Travel. I love Thon's show, bro. Y'all can tell people I like on YouTube because I always bring their name up. The Thon show is dope.
Because again, I'm not asking a man to provide something I can't provide for myself. So again, I feel like I've gotten so much better at money management, not spending $600 at Sephora. You know,
I skipped a good portion of this, man. Where the hell? I think we was about right here before I hit stop by mistake. My bad.
to me. I didn't take this to court.
I skipped the child support shit. No, we can't do that. We gotta talk about that.
Me, it's like he has to be in a equivalent. Like the judge doesn't want there to be too big of a gap.
Oh yeah, okay. See, now she's talking about the child support. Let me go back a little bit.
To me, his team, if he wants to settle outside, I think it's really the paper that I want. I think it's just the commitment. God, I love all these terms.
Would you give up your career?
Give up my career?
Yeah, for the perfect guy.
So I'm just I'm at home doing nothing? Or what am I doing?
You're being a mother.
Being a mom?
Kids, yeah.
I have to have more kids? Is that a part of the deal? Do I have to offer up my uterus or can we just be in love?
We're gonna break bread, D-Son, when I come out there to the UK. But y'all gotta get some trees, man. I think I said this before. In the UK, they smoke tobacco with their weed. That'll get you slapped here in America. I gotta have all weed in my blood. Other than that,
you don't want to have more
to
kids?
get out to the UK.
I don't know. Never say never. I don't want to I don't say I never want to have more kids. I would never do this because I just feel like I've been humbled in a lot of ways. So right now, unless a man wants to marry me, why would I have more kids? I already have a baby daddy, like can't imagine more, especially without that commitment. Again, if we get married and it doesn't work out, that's a whole, whatever. But would I give up my career, have the perfect guy, like he sees the beauty in the Grand Canyon and does the bachata in the restaurant and is romantic?
I want to hit her with a brick. Stop talking about the goddamn Grand Canyon.
That's hard.
Sometimes when you talk,
Oh yeah, there we
Sounds
see.
like La La
See,
Land.
we already.
Respectfully. It's just because you'll talk about these guys, and I'm like, these men aren't real.
It is good to laugh at that again, but we were a few minutes past that. But I don't want to skip the child support part. I'm gonna leave it right here, right at the hour.
It's like he has to be in a equivalent. Like the judge doesn't want there to be too big of a gap, and that is law. So people can be upset and feel how they want, but take it up with your judicial system. Like this is what it is.
Yeah, but like the whole point is you don't have to go to court over it.
No, I would like to settle it outside, but you can't. If I can't, let me finish though.
Go ahead.
I have tried to settle this outside, and there's still a chance that we could, right? I have given my financial affidavit. They've subpoenaed my stuff.
Merry Christmas, Janessa. That's what it says.
They know what's going all in my business. They know what's going on. It is. I do not have the final say. Okay, so if he doesn't want to settle, he does not have to. We can have a judge tell us who should be awarded what, and leave it up to chance. Like I said, I wanted to settle from the very beginning. Doesn't matter what I want because I'm asking him, this is what our bills are. This is how much it would be. Very reasonable number based on, again, you can't lie in the financial affidavit. It's like they subpoena everything.
Right.
So that's where there's full transparency. It's not like you can get a Chanel bag with this child support. This is literally to cover your child's needs.
And sorry, I think I lost the place. I think I skipped a little bit ahead of the video. Cut off a little part of this part of the interview, but she's basically asking about the child support, like what's going on with that. And Brittany's getting $2,500 a month, and going by the context clues in this conversation, I think her and PJ are in the process right now of going back and forth. She's trying to get it. She's seeking an increase in her child support, basically, and since they couldn't come to a middle point or agreement, I think they're going to have to take it to trial.
It's not alimony. People get confused, like $100,000 for a kid, like it depends on their lifestyle.
I'm saying this is why the men see these laws as unfair. And this is why they don't see this as fair, because I hear $2,500 a month, and I personally think, and I grew up in a 1% family.
Yeah.
Okay, I had the life sort of. We were kind of rich people that dressed poor, you know what I mean?
Smart rich people.
but it's
smart rich people.
I hear $2,500 a month. I'm like, that's plenty for a kid. And I'm not trying to.
No, that's fine that you feel that way.
I don't think it's gonna
it's fine that you feel that
damage
way.
a kid if one's in a Lamborghini, one's in a Honda Civic.
But I'm telling you, that's up to judge. That's up to the judge, and that's up to law. And again, so if you are in it, like I said, it's greater than equal to. So if you're using a $1.6 million house, a $500,000 house, $400,000 house makes sense. I'm not saying you have to be 1.6 million. That's not what it is. So like I said,
Swift, we going live, brother.
People are allowed to feel that way.
Live.
I would love if people were just out of the business in general, the court system, and there was something that could be worked out, but just between families. That's it. But that's a fucking ideal world that we don't fucking live in.
Well, and the feedback I've gotten from men is a lot of times we would get more if we didn't drag their ass in court. And this is the feedback. If you just give them time, a lot of times you get more than you think you would have.
Swift.
Because most men want
Make sure everyone's hit that like button too. Appreciate y'all.
No, want to take care
Thanks
of their
for being
kid.
here, by the way. Christmas
but
Eve.
it's just when a woman, because in their head, and to them, it's like, you're dragging me to court, you're doing all this, you're asking me for all this money, and it's like in their head they're like, well, fuck you.
No, well, and to also, where that point is not relevant to me is because he served me. I didn't take this to court. He wasn't paying me child support. I had to get a lawyer to figure out what to do next. But he served me first. People don't know that. So I got a letter in the mail and said, this is what we're about to do.
He's taking you to court.
Yes.
It's how he putting himself on child support. That's what it sounds like. Don't be sitting up here acting like you go. Come on now, Britt. If he, I'm sure there's a reason. If that was the case, that he's actually sued her first. I'm sure there's a reason behind it.
So it just means he serves you with papers.
So it's not like, so for you saying, oh, well, if you didn't take him to court, maybe he would.
Super check out. Shout out to Swift. Shout out to Swift, bro. The 50 bomb, man. Shoot. I'm having chicken tonight, man. I can't be here long, but wanted to just thank you, Do Better, for the content, and also all the Do Better Squad, Army, whatever name. I got to get that fixed, man. You're right. Merry Christmas. I appreciate you, Swift. Shout out to Swift, man. Shout out to Duluth, Minnesota, man. Bro, it's Do Better Squad, and I swear, I changed it, but it's still stuck, so I gotta fix it some way. Appreciate you, Swift, man. Been holding me down for a while, but appreciate you, man.
Well, he's taking me to court.
Minnesota's finest.
So again, I hear you, and maybe for majority situations, that's what it is. But I was served.
Just after midnight.
So then I had to retain a lawyer, and like I said, all I did was got a consultation, just trying to figure out he's not paying anything in child support. What do I do? And then I got served, so I had to retain her. So that's why I'm saying my situation is like, I get it. It's just not the typical, like, yeah, maybe if I was just a little more this way, he would have gave me that. No, he served me. I can't go, I have to just defend myself. That's it. So that's where we're at. Like, again, hearts don't break even. People have their own motives and their own reasoning to do whatever they do. I never wanted the internet in our fucking business. But when you tweet, you was faking it all along and putting people in the mix and playing up a narrative people think about me.
Oh, you feel like he started it on the internet?
When we broke up, yes.
Okay. Tell me about that. Because
when we broke,
when I think of you're a social media influencer, I just assumed you were first.
No, but that's why I'm saying nobody really looks at the facts and really what unfolded. So when we broke up, he had tweeted, "You were faking it all along," and he said that they were lyrics from a song. But he got thousands of retweets. And then I became the big bad gold digging whore who just used him and had a baby and bounced on him. And then I became this pedophile, psycho bitch that is just vindictive. And he started it. You put the internet in our business. I literally just had a baby. My stitches in my vagina were just healing. Why would I want to go to the internet?
No problem, Rachel. We're singing your praises for helping us out with the audio. We're going to go live again tomorrow with the, Just Pearlie's Andrew Tate interview. We're going to go live with that tomorrow.
Have it be some fucking spectacle for everybody to see that we broke up. Why would I want that? Like, after all the stuff I've learned, even then, that doesn't even it's not logical. And now we have a child. My child has his name. So what do I gain from going back and forth with my baby daddy? My son has his name.
She keeps saying that. She said that earlier in the interview. The significance of him having your son's name means little to nothing if y'all not married, man. Little to nothing. My brother has his father's last name. He wasn't there for him, man. And I don't know if I ever said this. My dad was always there for me. I got my dad's first name, middle name, and my mom's last name because they weren't married. So like, you know what I'm saying? So that doesn't mean anything. I don't have my father's last name. My father's last name is Cooper. That's why I use it here. So, but that doesn't mean anything. It's not relevant. It's not a relevant point. She keeps bringing that up. Doesn't mean you can name your child. My dad is the best fucking dad on this planet on his birth certificate, and he ain't never met the motherfucker. Like, it doesn't really mean much.
So why would I want to make him look stupid and have people in our shit?
So what did you do after the tweet? Did you come and like defend yourself or what?
No. Okay. And that's because I was silent. Because literally.
Oh, and that's when all the videos came out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. Because when I'm telling you, I have been through some different things. Giving birth, how I felt after, I don't know. It was just like a crash, like hormonally. I was going through all of this stuff, and you just feel like, for me, I just felt like I was like, you just wanted to die, right? And
same thing, dude.
When he said that, I was like, delete the fucking tweet, you know? Like, he ended up deleting it, but the damage had already been done. All the blogs picked it up. All these stories started circulating. And I did not tell my story because, quite frankly, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares that I was cheated on. Nobody cares what I went through when I was pregnant. Nobody fucking cares. So what do I look like going on live, crying about my baby daddy, about a decision I made ultimately, right? This is who I picked to be my child's father. I don't need your fucking sympathy. And I don't need your fucking empathy. You're not going to understand even just this interview right here. People may have a better idea, but you're still going to think what you want to think about me.
Absolutely.
So for months, I was silent. But you know what I did? I leaned into being the villain. Okay, well, you guys think I'm a piece of shit? You think I'm a monster? Well, I'm going to show you what a monster really is. So then I'm on Jackson State's campus, taking selfies. Hide your sons. Because you guys were already saying that in my comments. So instead of crying.
That's kind of funny.
No, it was funny. It was hilarious. I loved it, you know? So I'm like,
sure that didn't last long,
let me just laugh at my pain. Just like with you. Like when people say mean stuff about you, okay, this is what it is. This is how I feel. you're not going to use this and hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
And that is probably something like,
so you're almost like sometimes you're trolling the comments.
oh yeah, absolutely.
And
but people don't know my personality.
And then people think you're being serious.
Yes. Because they don't know my humor. They don't know my personality. They don't actually even know how I cope.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been on social media since July of 2012.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen Instagram in its many phases before there was even videos on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know another way. Because if you read shit and you obsess about it, you're crying in the car, right? I feel like kind of a guinea pig because I'm one of like the original Instagram girls, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like I don't like to explain myself to strangers. Now, me and you are talking where I want you to understand. You're asking me questions. I'm telling you the truth, right?
Facts. Boosh.
But to a bunch of strangers who have no desire to listen to me as you are, I'm not explaining myself. Go hide your sons. I don't care. You already think I'm this anyways. I can't convince you otherwise. And again, I'm not Jehovah's Witness. I don't convert people. You ain't a believer. I ain't here to convert you. So yeah, a lot of it is like my personality. People don't really know who I am. Now moving forward, I don't really like to troll as much because I realize how damaging being something I'm not, a villain, how damaging it has been because that's not my truth. Like you've seen me, I'm really just a little sweetie pie. That's just kind of how I am. I don't like people to see me vulnerable and nice and she's actually likable because at one point I would have rather people fear me, think I'm a succubus evil whore because I didn't want people to see this mushy part because it's disgusting, right? And that's why I've always judged that part. But I've told myself I'm going to authentically be myself. If it's not as exciting as being a villain, right? If I don't get as many clicks, if I don't get any more followers moving forward today, at least I can say I'm being myself.
It's tough when look at some of this chat. Even still, man, the claim that, and I said that earlier. I believe at one point she did decide to double down on, okay, y'all think I'm a villain? Well, I'm really gonna be a villain. But my thing is, you thought that would be beneficial to you long term. But then again, I gotta remember who I'm talking to, and I do think a lot of course not all, a lot of modern women don't think long term in any aspects whatsoever because they have the benefit not to. Let's check out the chat here. Rachel says she's a gold digger. She just say anything that sounds good and will make an excuse that contradicts whatever she's saying 5 minutes from now. Facts, Rachel. I've got my mom's surname. Yeah, D. I'm telling you, man. Like I said, my mom. Yeah, because my mom and my dad had me, had my sister, and then they broke up right after that. But my dad, has always been in my life. And so I have his first name, his middle name, and then my mom's last name. But my dad wanted me to change it too when I was like 15. But I was like, kick rocks. I didn't want to. But now as I got older, he's never talked about it again. But now that I've gotten older, I've kind of been thinking about that, changing my name and my son's last name, to my dad. And I talked to my sister about it. She's like, I think it'd be a good idea. But I don't know. I'm open to doing that shit because I don't care. Growing up, I thought we were supposed to have our dad's last name. Never questioned that until I was grown. Yeah. Swiss says, I know I'm going to get to this, but I've never thought Brittany Renner was all that looks-wise. Probably because I can't stand how she talks, but still. I don't think she's all that. I think she was a bit overrated at times. People were talking like she was a 10. Like, I never thought she was that. But I think she's very attractive. I love the fact she's not all weaved and wigged up. Oh, that's her natural hair. She keeps herself in great shape. But I did think for a while she was a bit overrated. I think she hit a couple rappers and that kind of put her a few clicks. I don't know why. A few points higher than she should have been in my estimation. Cree says my parents never married, but I had his last name. I just thought that's what it was. Yeah. I think my mom. I think that's what it was. My mom and my dad didn't get married, and like I said, but they had me, and then my mom would have a brother. A few years later, she would get my brother's father. They were engaged, so my brother got his dad's last name. So like I said, that name and shit don't really matter. My brother's dad was never there for him, but he has his last name. My dad's been there since day one, and he my homie, and all these years later, and I don't have his last name. So I'm gonna bring my dad on the podcast too. I thought I'm gonna do that too, surprise y'all one day. Because I'm his clone, basically. I was gonna say we look alike, but no, he's my dad. I look like him, so yeah, I have my clone here. Pops don't have a voice though. Well, we look just alike, but he don't have a voice. Yeah, and she was hurting herself doing that as well. Yeah, man. Yeah, Yeah, Boosh, facts. Also, I like Swift says also I like Pearly, but I can't not hear that when our guests are talking. Don't play a drink that. Yeah, man, we all have our things though. You just have to get better at that when you're making content. I find myself saying a lot. I try my best not to, but yeah, you definitely have to get better at that. The only person that feared her was cash in the dude's pocket. The damn button didn't work. Of course it did. Brittany's a 6.9 feel, in my opinion. That's fair. Razor, you stupid for that. You back to it. Unfortunately, I don't want my parents got married and 7 later. Unfortunately, I don't know why my parents got married and 7 years later got divorced. Oh, okay. I hear you, Janesta. I think I recently talked about that with my dad because that never really bothered me. My dad I remember my dad asked me a couple times that it bothered me that my parents weren't together. I remember my dad asked me that when I was a kid. And I remember my reply was like, no, I don't really care because I never knew them because they broke up when I was so young. I never knew them to be together. And my dad was always there for me. And I remember telling him that as a kid, like, you always been here, so I never really cared. But I talked to my dad about that. And he said, I think it's a combination of two things with my folks. My dad was high value. My dad, he's probably not technically making the money like that. He still got a few properties. He still got about probably 4 or 5. But my father had a lot of properties back in the day. My father was high value. So my whole point is that women was chasing after him. And my father was getting the women because he had those options. And my mom wasn't with that. And then my dad also said something to me as well that he had never said before. But my mom, Mr. Sam used to talk about this. My mom has always been a heavy set woman. My mom's always been kind of big. And not 800 pounds, you know what I'm saying? But she's always been a bit heavy. And she said that's something that my mom has always been. So he didn't really like it after a while. So, but yeah.
Because all that shit show, that wasn't me being myself. Mm-hmm. That was me playing into a character that is like not even a fraction, like 5% of who I am.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the phrase "life is about choices and trade-offs"?
I agree.
Mr. Samuels.
I mean, I love Kevin Samuels. I feel like that was definitely a message like that he would preach a lot.
Shout out to the guy.
And it's true.
What was it like meeting Kevin? And
he's much taller in person.
And did you take any of his advice?
Her meeting Kevin Samuels, if y'all couldn't hear that. They did it. I never watched that interview.
I felt like I started to.
You guys let me know about that interview. You guys watched the KS interview with Brittany Renner. I never cared to watch it because I never really cared about Brittany well enough for that. But here we are reacting to this. You guys let me know, was the KS interview with Brittany good? I never saw it.
Think about my life and what I wanted to do moving forward, which kind of, I don't want to say it's scary. I don't want to judge it, but like he talked about a lot of uncomfortable truths about the perception of men and like family structure and my situation. And it was a lot of difficult truths that were really hard to hear. And I feel like I started thinking having more of a business mentality after I spoke to Kevin. And I think was very kind. I listened to him a lot when I was pregnant. And I felt like his message often went missed because they would sensationalize him being hard on women. I've heard him be hard on men. I've heard both, but the internet's going to run with what's the most viral. But no, I loved meeting him. He was a fellow Pisces like myself. He's very charming. He's very funny, very open-minded. But he was tough. He was just like tough love. So, yeah, I miss him,
Yeah, that's the one.
Rest in peace to the Godfather.
And I've told you this, but I really wish I could have interviewed him or like had him on my show. Like, that's the one person that I just used to watch. It's like you watched him so much you felt like you knew him.
I love watching videos.
And I don't talk to him. I think I talked to him twice. Like once about my channel and once about an boyfriend of mine. And it was like, I don't know. You just like felt like you knew him even though like I'd only talked to him twice, really.
Yeah. And I think people underestimated how much he really cared. He put a lot of time, energy, and effort into talking about family structures and having people be accountable and calling out the I have a PhD, die with a dog. Like he called out a lot of things that are going to be people's realities if they don't look at their lives now. So I think that's why a lot of his content was rub people the wrong way. My perspective.
There's some truth in that.
Everyone has their own feelings, but he was necessary.
He was about outcomes, not really what felt good.
Yep.
And a lot of people would like, I hate it when people would like question his intentions or like da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm just like, who cares? His outcomes are good. He has people making videos about how they got married because of him.
Yeah.
And it's like, How can you argue with outcomes?
And people complaining about his tone too. I hated that. Bush says, I only seen the clip, and all I remember is that she got roasted with Logic. Yeah, man, I never saw. But Ragin brought up a good point earlier. That Blue Jasmine interview, I forgot about that, Ragin, till you said her name. Because I watched that. I remember that interview being good. I watched it a couple times. Ragin says it was better than this interview because Pearl ain't pushing back on none of what she said. I think Pearl is starstruck right now. She gave her a little pushback. Ragin, and this is my guess. I'm guessing they paid her to be there. You know, well, I guess if you pay her, it don't really matter. I guess if I could pay you, I could beat up on you. But she did give her a little pushback. But you're right, she's not really giving it to her like KS would.
What do you? So, did you answer? Did you take his advice?
Yeah, I've started focusing more on the business and figuring out, like, what do I even like to do? Like, how do I plan to make money? Like, what is going to change here? Like,
Brittany, it's relationship advice.
That what? Oh, relationship advice. Well, we talked more about business stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Our like the stuff that we talked about in like when we would talk on the phone every now and then.
It's funny, he talked to me about business too.
Yeah,
the first time
he was more business, so
yeah.
that's why like when it came to relationships, we didn't really talk about that stuff. Not really, to be honest, because I just feel like that I wasn't really focused on that. I was trying to figure out my life. I have a kid now, and I feel like he was really insightful that perspective and topic. So yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking at the question. What are the pros and cons of OnlyFans?
Are we talking about like typically what people post on OnlyFans, or like are these people like posting like cooking,
corn,
oh.
corn to nudes to corn.
I assume if they on IG, they got a OnlyFans.
I think it's easy money. I don't think there's gonna be much longevity with it.
Guys, let me know in the comments. OnlyFans, yay or nay?
And for me,
if it's good or bad, why?
I don't like the idea of selling a picture of me, like a personal picture that maybe I'd send a guy I like. Like you can subscribe for like $10 and you can.
I actually don't think Brittany.
I think it just takes away.
I think I would have known that by now, or maybe she is. I don't know.
I think it's too invasive. But there are people who obviously make money. Sex workers that do. Can I say that?
Yeah,
sex workers. Okay.
Sex workers. Yeah.
Sex workers that make bank and they serve their. Like there's an audience for that. They fulfill their audience's desires, but it's not for me. I wouldn't want to do it. No, I don't like taking the easy way out either, and that's just my opinion. I think it's an easy way out, but it's not like you're not actually asking yourself what you want to do, and you're not thinking about longevity unless you're using that money to like invest in other things, but most likely you're not. And then not only now you kind of have to carry that stigma of you sell content online. And there's guys that don't care about that, but like the stuff we've been talking about, there's more guys that care that you're an OnlyFans girl than not. So
that's the thing about Brittany. You can tell from this comment, she's not a dumb girl. She's not like, she's not just, oh my God, her head's in the clouds. She's has some sense because she just said the reason why, and Boost says, I thought she wasn't, to be honest. Yeah, so she's likely not even on there, just going off the things she just said in her conversation. And she just said some of the things that I was going to say about it, being short-sighted and it being easy money, things like that. She's well aware on some aspect.
I feel like, why do it if you don't have to? You know, because it's just like, I feel like it has such a
I'm going to get to your comments, too.
Yeah, see, we agree again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree with her as well.
I'm like, I already got enough fucking shit. Like, I can't be adding now. And I just feel like it's an easy way out.
Do you think you could respect a man and submit to a man that makes significantly less than you?
Oh, we want to come back to that. I was laughing at Creed's chat. Wait, I was pouring wine. What you say about OnlyFans? Basically, Pearlie had asked her what she feel about OnlyFans, and that's what we were kind of discussing. And I think we were asking, did she have one or not? And she kind of explained she doesn't. And she gave a good answer why she doesn't, or why she doesn't as well. Let's see. Renner keeps saying you saw me. Ragin says, Renner keeps saying you saw me. We've been hanging out. I'm not that girl. So you say I am. Exactly. Knowing damn well she is that girl. Boost says, for real, the reason why KS was using that tone was because a lot of the women he had on the show were all knuckleheads. he needed to be hard on them facts. Come on, Brittany, you knew that's what she meant when she asked. Oh yeah, absolutely. But to your point, your previous point, Boosh, about the tone, I've said this before. Some people need, everyone is different. Some people need motivation in different ways. Some people, you can give them a pat on the back. Some people need a kick in the ass. So everyone is not the same. And I also think I have a video coming after the new year on this one. And that's not from Fresh and Fit. And Myron explains it so well. I think a lot of women, man, they live in a world where, and I've said this before, I don't think friends are real friends with each other because women aren't honest. They're more worried about concerning their feelings than, they're more concerned with hurting someone's feelings than just being straight up honest with them, especially when it comes to other women. So I don't think a lot of women are just used to people, especially Kevin Samuels, being direct with them. And then also, the big thing here is not challenging people, not giving pushback when you say something fucking ridiculous, man. I'm telling you, I just saw a clip with Myron, man, a couple clips with Fresh and Fit. I'm like, I gotta react to this, man, because these are women who they get stuck because I think they just walk through life with no one really challenging anything they said, no matter how delusional it is. So if someone never challenged, it's like a kid who grew up super wealthy, silver spoon privileged life, who was never told no. And then at 18 or 19, somebody tells them no for the first time and they flip the fuck out, because they've never experienced that.
$45,000 a year.
Yes, but it's not about the money that brings the respect. It's about the Mufasa energy.
That dude named Dave Sloop, bro.
And really caring about me and respecting me and valuing me.
Have you ever met a guy that makes $45K a year that has the Mufasa energy?
The only guy I've talked to besides my first boyfriend and the lawyer, I really haven't had many guys. Oh wait, I'm trying to think.
Exactly, Gil.
I talked to a trainer. Mm-hmm. We talked about that last night.
Yeah,
what was the question again? Could
you respect could you submit to him?
Yeah, because if I respect him, I'm going to submit to him. That's naturally what I want to do. Mm-hmm. I want somebody who's going to love on me.
He says, don't go out. Would you delete your Instagram?
That's my moneymaker. So if I don't care about a guy's money, that means obviously I'm taking care of myself and providing the lifestyle that I want for myself. Mm-hmm.
Brittany is one of the few women I'll give that about the IG. Well, I wouldn't be with her ass, no way. I think she's actually, a lot of these women are IG, they're on IG just for not only clout, but for the dopamine rush, just getting all the likes and stuff. But she's actually making money with the shit.
So I wouldn't delete my moneymaker now.
Would you go down in lifestyle for a family?
Go down in lifestyle? What does that mean, though? Because I provide my own lifestyle.
That's a hell to the no, folks. Hell to the no.
Kevin Samuels would talk about how women don't want a husband, they want the lifestyle. And you've kind of agreed with that a little bit because
a lot of people do want the lifestyle.
A lot of people do
because they don't have the earning potential.
So, his point was back in the day, you would work. You both would work at times, and you'd have to work twice as hard just to have children. Mm-hmm. So it's and he wouldn't make more money. So it would be try not to butcher this too much. Sorry, Kevin Samuels.
But basically, I think I was.
So the whole point is you don't get to go on trips. You can't go to London for a week. You can't. I mean, this is different but you see what I'm saying. You don't get to go on trips. You don't get to eat out. Even growing up, even though we were in a 1% family, I was very much jealous of some of the lifestyle that some of my friends lived. Where they would eat out. They had cable. We didn't have cable TV. Mm-hmm. My parents I want to say we still went on vacations, but we never flew. And it's a lot of times women would rather have the lifestyle than a family.
Well, to me, what you're describing sounds like money management, because you make money, and the reason that your family...
What's going on, Dave? It's cold out there in the Chi like it is here in the D, man.
Has stayed wealthy is because they don't eat out every night. They're not
get much snow,
taking trips here, there, everywhere. Mm-hmm. They are, even though you guys could do that, right? It's that sounds like just money management to me.
They do now, I will say.
But that sounds like money management. That sounds smart. So if you have more kids, it doesn't make sense to go out and spend $300 at Outback when you could buy groceries.
Right, but the whole point is let's say you deleted your Instagram tomorrow. You could hypothetically get a part-time job, make $20,000 a year, date a guy that makes $50,000 a year. That's $70K. You could live off of that. It just wouldn't be the lifestyle you'd want.
Yeah,
and so that's the whole question is would you go down in lifestyle for a family? because you get a family out of it, and that's like legacy. That's like what we all want.
Yeah,
but it's like a lot of times as women, we don't want to give up, you know, the nails done, the hair done, the makeup, and all of that, you know.
My answer is going to be no, because that's something I can provide for myself. So I would never downgrade my lifestyle, because again, I'm not asking a man to provide something I can't provide for myself. So again, I feel like I've gotten so much better at money management, not spending $600 at Sephora. You know what I mean? I feel like because I have a son now, because I have to think of money and be a lot smarter, I have downgraded my lifestyle already. So to go from this 6 figures a year to 20,000 doesn't even make sense. Like, I want to tap into my fullest potential. Me tapping into my fullest potential does not entail working a $20,000 a year job.
Hell to the no, she can't date a regular dude. I can encompass a lot of Brittany talking, condense it down real quick. There's only a few minutes left for this video, this whole interview. I'm gonna split it in half. We'd rock the whole thing out tonight. There's only a few more minutes, so we'll knock it out real quick after this chat. She's confused making up answers. Let's see. Chris says, oh no, she's confused making up answers anyway. What I need to change my answers meaning. Facts, Rachel. She is doing a bit of that as well. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, she is definitely doing that. Cree says everyone knows most IG bros models are broke anyway. It's facts. Rachel says Cree. That's what Kevin Sainz always said. They pretend to have a lifestyle. Exactly, man. Exactly. And that's what I say. I'll give it to Brittany. She's probably one of the few that's actually making money with the shit. But yeah, I don't care about OnlyFans. Yeah. My thoughts on OnlyFans. Brittany kind of already hit it. That's why I didn't give my opinion. But I just think it's what I just heard someone say on a video I did. Fast money, slow problems. Opting for the easy money now and not worried about the long-term ramifications. Man, you have to think long-term, man. I try not to say, and I'm sure Dave can back me up on this as well. I just try not to say anything I try not to say anything crazy. Say, I'm 39, man. I'll be 40 next year. I would like to think I got a level head on my shoulder and know what not to say. But my biggest fear is not my biggest fear, but one of the things that I want to avoid is going back and finding a video of mine and I'm just cringed out by some of the things that I'm saying. So you just have to watch. You kind of just have to watch what you say. And like I said, it goes the same thing as far as the OnlyFans thing. It may seem like a good idea now at 25. What about when he's 50? He's 60, 65. You say, hey, grandma, I found your OnlyFans. Who's thotty out of 60, 69? Like, is those, granny, those your tits? Bro, that's a reality for people, man. Dave says, we got about 5 to 7 inches of snow on Friday. We got to negative 37 with the wind chill yesterday. Today it's like negative 20. I've never looked at our windshield here, man, but it's cold, freezing. But we just, somehow, Dave, we skipped the snow. We didn't get any snow, man. I still have not pulled my shovel out, man, all winter, which is amazing for Michigan. But it's freezing. It's probably just as cold here in the D, but we just didn't get the snow. Rachel says she can't be with an average man because she can't lower her lifestyle. But she was dating these basketball players. Then when she ain't, she's making $20K a year. The math doesn't add up. Exactly, man. Exactly, because she's not getting much from child support. But then she just said a second ago, she's still making 6 figures from the IG. But here's the thing. Even if she can't get with an average dude, her lifestyle downgraded because her ass moved back to Mississippi. She was in, I think PJ plays for the Hornets. I'm 90% sure, I don't know how many basketball fans I got in here, but I'm pretty sure that he plays in Charlotte. PJ Washington, at least he did. You know, dudes be getting traded or whatnot. But I know she moved her ass back to Mississippi. So, she downgraded in some aspect. Yeah, he plays for the Hornets. Yeah, he a young boy, man. So, yeah, let's knock out the rest of this video.
Just doesn't. That's not what I'm here to do. I wouldn't be given this platform. I wouldn't be given this voice if I was
so
meant to have a $20,000 a year job. That's just what it is. Like, and I'm just speaking.
Okay, yeah, he does play for the Hornets.
Like,
Thanks,
I'm meant
Dave.
to do this, so I just can't relate to that now.
I went to the store to get some salt yesterday and put the salt down at 8 a.m. thinking I had time. It started snowing at night, just in time. Yeah, I went and bought a big bag too, man. I got one of those 50-pound bags. And put it in the house, ready to go, man. But we dodged the snow. But it's cold as shit outside, man. It's that you go outside, and I went outside. I haven't left the house yet today. almost 8 o'clock in the evening. I haven't left the house today. I left the house once yesterday to the store, and I'm about to leave once the stream go over. And my door was frozen, bro. And I went because I got my car, and I got a van, and I just went started my van yesterday. Like, no, I'm not about to leave this shit. My van, I don't really use it that much, but I try to make sure I get it started, man. That's the one thing you don't want is that damn.
Do you think it's possible to find traditional women in today's world?
It's hard, man.
Traditional, no.
No, you don't think they exist? I want to go looking for one.
I would say, yeah, I'm gonna say no.
Let me know in the comments, where do you find them?
Yeah, I feel like they would probably have to be like maybe super religious.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry, I'm not trying to, I'm only reading the
That's
comments.
fine.
Oh, God, what is about to be?
But no, I don't.
What is your ideal man now?
Goodness. I'm still figuring that out.
You right
I feel
about
like
that,
there's
Dave.
like,
You 100%
like
right
kind of
about
how
that.
we were
This shit
talking about
kills
off
people.
camera as well. I have not liked what I've been attracting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going into my inner world and moving some things around, addressing some shit, answering questions. Like even this, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Right now, there are things that within myself that require more attention than like what do I want in a guy. Like here's my thought process. I'm already looking at a small percentage of men. So why am I gonna dedicate ideally what I would want in a guy? I'd rather just keep it open. Like if I go to the mall and say I want a red bottom with spiked heel and it has a pink bow and it has to have this, I go to the mall and it's nowhere to be found. What if I just say I want a black shoe? There's a lot of shoes that are gonna come to me, right? That I actually be like, you know what? I didn't even know that I actually like this one better than the idea of that. So that's why I don't have my list. I'm just really big about the Mufasa energy. Again, what we're talking about is masculine energy when I say Mufasa. He sees my value.
You gotta love the Grand Canyon.
He wants to understand me for me, and he's honest. Those are the only things that I can think of off the top of my head, character-wise, that we're talking about. So I don't know what that man looks like. He could be a nerdy whatever guy. If he has those things,
what if he's got Mufasa energy but a beer belly?
Ooh, I'd fuck with him.
You could overlook the beer belly.
I could if he had everything else. Yeah. I mean, like I said, ideally you do want a guy that's in shape, like we talked about earlier in this conversation. Yeah, but if he had like all of that, he had everything I wanted, just a little beer belly, we'll go to the gym.
Someone said, I'll be a stepdad if she can make me good food. Can you cook?
Brittany can't cook. Brittany can't cook. What y'all say, yay or nay? Y'all let me know in the chat. Can Brittany Renner cook? Yay or nay? Put one for yes, 2 for no. I'm saying 2. Brittany ass can't make eggs. I'll catch up on the chat. It was just a couple. Racing off. Boosh says, yeah, Boosh. Dave says that homeless people are dying weather. Yeah, man. It's easy, man. Go out here and be free. Yeah, this cold to kill you, bro. I just went around the corner. I stopped at a little sandwich joint. Yes, last night. I stepped out. I went to the store, grabbed some snacks. Went to a restaurant, grabbed a little sandwich right next to it, man, and came my ass right back home, dude. That's that cold when you walk to your car all the time. You get inside your car, you still like, God damn. I want to say one of their actions makes me down. Oh man.
And can you learn if not?
I can read instructions. I can read directions.
I ain't tripping on the can't cook. Well, I want a woman that can cook. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't tripping off that. As long as you're willing to learn.
Where should I take Brittany on a date?
Where?
Yeah.
Oh, like
yeah. If you were to go on a date, where would you go?
I would love to just go on a walk. I love going on walks. I go on walks with my dog. I love being outside. Anywhere in nature would be an ideal date for me. We could have like a picnic. I don't know. That'd be fun.
Do you still post thirst traps? So are you still thirst trapping?
Is Brit?
I haven't looked.
I'm gonna look right now.
Really. I've been posting more about my leggings.
I've never looked. I don't follow people like that on IG.
Rants. No, because it's kind of like, okay. People actually would prefer to hear me. And I know maybe the guys would disagree, obviously, but I get more engagement on me speaking than me showing my ass.
Well, I was just wondering if that's changed since, like, you became a mom.
Damn, she's got 4.7 million subscribers. Marcus, GV, MC, shout out to the DoBetterSquad. Yo, what's going on, Marcus, man? What's going on, Marcus? Salute to you, bro. Lies, lies, lies. What's up? What's up, Carl? Carl, we got Texas in the house. Marcus, let me know where you watching from, man. I'm broadcasting live from Detroit.
I don't know if
Brittany's got 4.7 million Instagram followers. Holy shit.
it's necessarily because I became a mom. When I started speaking a lot more, people were just very interested for whatever reason. Like, it could be because I sounded fucking delusional, whatever, or because I was making sense to some people. But I just started to notice people were wanting to hear me talk more. Even if you go to my page, I have videos where I'm working out. People want to hear me talk. I have over 1 million views on every video I'm talking in. So I just give people what I feel like they would like. So thirst trapping doesn't have the same potency as it once did years ago. So that's why I don't do it as much.
She's definitely still. I'm looking at her IG.
In my opinion, unless you are trying to like promote an OnlyFans, that's what makes sense. But like I don't have that, so like why am I giving all that? I'm gonna just be in the car talking shit.
Do you regret doing your book?
No. It scared away the people that were not for me, anyways. It helped. My book helped a lot of people, and it also, most importantly, it helped me because I have lived with shame my entire life. The book helped release some of that, but I think even yesterday when we talked about some stuff, some more shame came up. Right? So this is like a layer by layer thing that I've been dealing with my whole life. So I don't regret it. It was a big step. I actually fired my manager the day I posted it because he said, "You're going to ruin your life. If you post that book, you're going to lose all your brand deals. Nobody's going to like you." And I fired him. And I'm like, well, if it can be destroyed by the truth, like if my truth makes me undesirable, then I would rather just be seen as undesirable then. I don't want to live a lie and act like I'm some, this little princess that's never done anything, I swear. That's not my truth. So that's why I'm very big on I accept what comes behind what I've done because I don't want to live a lie. I don't want to live a lie. I want to be authentic. I want to be myself. Take me as I am or I have nothing at all.
See, this is just me thinking out loud. I feel like it could still be the truth, but the truth that you don't tell everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because in my head, I'm just like, I don't necessarily, like, I feel like some guys would have been, even with all the stuff, if everyone didn't have to know, like, they would still look past it. But it's like, when you put that out there, a good guy that maybe would have taken you seriously then, like, wouldn't,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like...
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we'll say things like, oh, if he was, like, the right person, he would just look past it. But, like, I'll use myself in this example, so it's not, like, personal, right? But if there is... I think ideally, like, when I wanted to wait till I was married to have sex, right? And if I stayed a virgin, like, there are guys that would have looked at me then that, like, wouldn't now because I'm not. And a lot of times, like, people's immediately reaction is like, well, you could still find a guy even though you're not a virgin. Okay, that's fine. But there's still a pool of men that, like, would probably eliminate me now. Does that make sense?
No, I absolutely understand that. I'm not saying that there weren't, like, good guys that may have been interested.
Yeah.
But, again, this is my truth. And it's like if the dog, my grandma always used to say, if the dog wouldn't have stopped to shit, he would have caught the rabbit. So it's like, I although it's like, okay, we could...
I really hate that my truth saying. I really hate
entertain that thought. It just isn't progressive for me because, again...
Shout out to you, Marcus, man. Appreciate you, bro. Let me know where you at, man.
This is my truth. Like,
I think you might have already said it. My bad.
Considered, like...
Didn't know she was that big on there. Yeah, man. I thought I was always sub to your channel, and I'm currently in Southern California, not that far from the Mexican border. Okay. Well, shout out to Cali, man. Shout out to Cali, bro. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you. Glad to have you, man. Happy
Maybe
holidays.
I don't write another one. Not because I'm so fearful of the...
Can I be in book number 2 if you do?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. No, and you went...
That's what I wanted to ask. One more. I'm sorry, guys. Last time stopping the video. I'm going to let it rock. Janesta and Cree, our ladies, that's our residential ladies. Can y'all explain to me this my truth bullshit? Women be saying that, and that's something recent to me, that my truth. In my mind, in Theo Cool's mind, there's only one truth. The actual truth. You guys let me know. Happy holidays as well.
No, you would be in there because I feel like even meeting you and having this conversation and getting to pick Andrew's brain as well, like I learned a lot. And that's what I really pride myself on, is being able to sit down with anyone and learning from everyone. So that's why I think now I do view it a little differently. I don't know how I feel about another book. People have been asking for one. I don't know. I'm just not, I don't feel called to do that right now.
Brittany, don't do the second book. Have some goddamn, you got some sense. You already know. It doesn't sound like she's going to do it.
I'll only support it if I get
it.
a chapter.
Okay. I got you.
All
dedicated to you.
Yeah, just you could do like pearls of wisdom.
I love that. That should be for your show.
Talk about all the wisdom you gained.
love that. You definitely need to use that for your show. Pearls of wisdom. I love that.
Pearls. Yeah, someone said it should be Eclipse channel.
It should, absolutely. No, yeah, you're being.
And I was like, what should we make Pearls of Wisdom? Pearls of Wisdom merch. Yeah.
I would love that. That would be so well. Oh, no.
Well, I know that weather's out there is better than here. My bad. I know that weather's out there in Southern California is good. Mark, is better than fucking Michigan. I'll tell you that shit.
Sorry, guys. I'm looking at your questions. Let me see some in the chat. Let me.
Oil. Am I good?
Left.
Someone said blah, blah. Good. Okay.
Someone said write a children's book.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah. They said, would you date someone like Tay? I'm going to give you like one, maybe two more questions.
Okay. Like it's so oily.
Ooh. What's more important, loving someone or security?
Loving someone.
Okay.
Because it goes back to...
What if he's a bum? Remember.
Bum like no job?
Look at men.
No job.
Look at men love us with no jobs.
They can't even fathom that shit.
I don't know why they take on that charity work.
Blessing.
I'm with you with that, bro.
Sorry, I won't do you like that.
I don't know, man.
They'll genuinely love us. No job. You could just be like, oh, I'm so happy to see you when they see you. But they have to work still. So like they're still providing the lifestyle, right? So hell no. I'm not gonna no. It's just this is what Kevin Samuels would say. That's what the men do when they make up a lot of money. They know they gotta marry a bum. They gotta take down.
Like I said, a lower paying job, cool,
bring back
but
bums.
not.
I'm just kidding.
But not no job, because no job is like why not?
What about McDonald's?
Like the manager? Like the region manager?
Let's try to make it better. Stop trying to make it better, Brittany. What? Yeah, flipping burgers. Don't worry. He got a raise from 12 to 15 an hour.
I'm gonna need my honey bunch to try harder. I can't. He's got to aim higher than McDonald's.
But he's jacked. He's in the gym.
I see what you're trying to do, and I just cannot. No.
Look at it. So that's your option. That's option one. You love him. He's the smooth talker. You know the type. They make us all fall in love.
Absolutely.
Then you forget their bums. So because they had to have the time to learn how to talk.
Absolutely.
Guys with jobs, they don't have the time. They don't have the time for this.
Right.
So you really love him. He knows how to talk, make you feel nice, whatever. But he flips burgers for $12 an hour. However,
this is a really detailed hypothetical.
You could also, that's why it's fun. You could also, we need to visualize it. He's also jacked. Now, the old guy, let's say, so you're 30. Let's make him 57. I like to be exact. 57 with a beer belly. You're not really attracted to him, but you're not even worried about child support. This man's so rich, you're not even worried. You are chilling. You got the car, see, and you had both, and you left for some cheating. Respectfully. But now these are your options. The wall has come.
Bang! Bang! It's good!
No, bro, you can't just throw that in there. Bro, look, hey, Ray, you're not getting this to her. She haven't been hardcore Kevin Samuels style, giving her pushback, but she been dropping, she been taking little jabs at her.
You're walling.
I am walling right now.
I don't even think Brittany even caught that.
Neither one sounds appealing.
No, you got to pick one.
Oh my God.
I understand. You'd rather die alone than do that.
I'd rather die alone.
I understand. But now there's a gun to your head. You have to pick the man. And man number 2 works a lot. He's driven. He's so driven. You know.
But I'm not that attracted to him?
No. He's a little simpy.
I like a little simpy.
Okay. She's smiling. She's thinking about security. She's thinking about it. She's thinking about it.
So which one really loves me, though?
They both really love you.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you got to pick one.
Oh, I feel like a part of me is like shallow, and once
A part of you think?
the guy like I want to, I don't know. I feel like that's where I'm a little shallow with looks.
The hot guy. The foam. We call that the guy at the foam cannon party.
What does that mean?
Okay, I'll explain. So we shout out Rolo Tomasi. So the guy at the foam cannon party is like the guy that women sleep with right away, but he's like they don't look at as long term, so they sleep with him quicker. Where the guy they feel like they could lock down like makes him
They make him jump through hoops.
Right, because like the first one they have like the animal more like genuine desire for.
Yeah.
And they're like, ah, shit, he don't have a job. Damn.
I feel like that's my God to honest truth. Like I
Oh, Dave, too, if you still in here. Oh, this is random. Shit,
would
I can wait
rather
till the
date
end.
the
I'll wait till the end.
trainer or date the guy at McDonald's
Stop
that
the video
loves
and
me
shit.
because I
My
can't.
nonsense.
That's basically like a sugar daddy. And if I wanted a sugar daddy, I would have got one years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want one now just because the options are changed. No, because it still is like, I mean, I don't know. I get it because he has money. It's not technically aiming low, but it's like,
I understand.
I don't know. I feel like both could use work. One, like, let's get you a different job.
So,
and then even the older
remember,
guy, let's get you in the gym.
This is what the men want us to know. This isn't build a man. This isn't build a bum.
Build a bear.
You can't build men.
Yeah,
They
just accept them as they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like a lot of us women, if, you know, we don't want to, if we don't want the bun, we don't want the beer belly, we're going to die alone.
Oh, I got a question. Can you turn a hoe into a housewife?
Ooh.
If the hoe, and I put that in air quotes on purpose, the hoe, if the hoe wants to be a wife, it has to be her, she has to want that in her heart because you can't make someone be something they don't want to be. So, yeah, like no, like I feel like you would have to want that. I don't think a guy can make you be that. I mean,
I kind of agree with her, but I also think like you can't change that hoe. What's that? If the hoe is in you, the hoe is in you.
I mean, you still have to even if he was like willing to maybe show you the ropes and teach you,
Not to
you'd
be a
still
hoe.
you'd have to be the first person that wants that. And I think there was a couple that you had used last night. I can't remember the couple, but you had said, I think you're talking about Kim.
Kim and Kanye. Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about them. I don't really think she cares about being someone's wife.
No,
so
she doesn't.
if she doesn't care about being someone's wife, then she's not going to be wife. So you can't change that. So that's why my answer is you can't make someone you cannot make them be what they do not want to be.
That's what my dad always would tell me. Like, just, he would always say to let people, like, the biggest mistakes people make is trying to control people and make them into something they're not. And, like, people are who they are.
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, that's why I said you were the least delusional one on that planet. I think sometimes your idea of love is like La La Land.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, you know, as women, we've been sold a dream.
Yep.
But, you know, I think you took more responsibility more than the other girls on those panels.
I think that's like the first step, right? You have to admit and you have to own your truth. So it may not be, like I said, there's a lot of harsh realities with my truth, but that's okay. I'm in my truth. Whatever is meant to happen is going to happen.
Well, thank you for sitting down with me. This
Thank
was
you for
fun.
having me.
Tell them where to find you. Any social media you want to plug?
I do. You can find me on TikTok because I'm tic-tac-toeing now. At the Brittany Renner. You can find me on Instagram at Bundle with Brittany.
I don't care. That's the end of the interview. What bad? That would be one bad. You guys let me know what you think. I'm going to catch up with the chat here. I'll catch up with the chat. Let's see. Because I heard Cree, somebody said something, I think Cree answered my truth statement. Oh yeah, I wanted to read this one again, Marcus. I thought I was subbed to your channel, and I'm gonna sub it. Yeah, Marcus, hit that subscribe button, bro. Good to have you though, man. Happy holidays. Just sub to you, big dog. Okay, appreciate you, man. The Do Better Squad, we are growing. Had the homie, we got D. Samuel from the UK. Homie Big Bear from South Africa was in here earlier. Let's see, that dude on the Do Better podcast named Dave. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Dave. He talked about that Shaq documentary. I'm talking about that the other night, him and Derek, man. That documentary was good, bro. It's like a four-parter. I'm on like part 2. It's Shaq. It's like a series of you guys. He got a documentary series out. I think it's on HBO or show. I can't remember which one. I just watched it last night. It's dope though. It's real good. Let's see. What is my truth is very. Janessa says this is going to be hard for her to be loyal. Yeah, and I think Janessa, and she admits it as well in the interview, was that her still having such high standards, and know she's already, before she had her child, she was already looking for that 1 to 5% of man, and she admits that she still has those same desires in a mate. The issue is you already have a child now, and your reputation has been sullied extensively by your actions. It's not as if people are just making up things about her. It's self-inflicted wounds. Bree says, my truth is very overused. That's what I understand. I think Jarl, we were commenting on the section, I think Jarl didn't understand a guy was saying like my truth, and Jarl didn't understand because Jarl's in Norway, and I had explained to him like the saying. Marcus says, so she doesn't want to be in denial. She doesn't want to be in denial once it's real. But when she admitted the truth, she still broke down crying in her car. Exactly. I remember that, Marcus. And when she admitted of praying and hunting on rich men, posted on social media. Yep. Carl says, I can't tell that to a lawman. Is that a pound, sir? No, it's my truth. Exactly. It's good. Hey, is that Theo? Is that a brick of cocaine in your car? Nah, bro, it's my truth, man. Close my trunk, officer, and fuck off. That's facts, Carl. Rage says, my truth seems to mean I'm about to say something that isn't generally the norm. I'm special. Or I'll take it a step further, Rage. I think it's that my version of the truth is basically what I want it to be. It's my delusional vision of what's accurate. I just saw a video recently. Who was that? With a woman talking who just said like she prefers delusion to reality. I just had never heard a woman actually come out and say it before. I think my truth is just a way for them to be. I'm gonna be as fucking delusional as I want. And also, the truth doesn't mean shit to some of these people, and that's scary enough by itself, man. Let's see. Theo and I are both cold. What to do exactly? It's freezing. It's freezing out here. She got butt hurt. Marcus says she got butthurt when Fresh and Fit would warn guys about her. But when Deion Sanders brought her on to talk to the football team, she wears a badge of honor, or in this case, dishonor. Yeah, man. That interview that she did at Jackson State, those good points by you as well. The interview that she did in Jackson State, I don't know if you guys saw that. What was that, last year, maybe year before? It was cringy to me, man. Like, hopefully there's some young brothers in there, that's on the football squad, young cats, that maybe learned a lesson or two. I'm glad for Deion for at least attempting to put the young boys on game. But that was cringeworthy. She seemed proud of it as well. And you're right, she didn't have the same energy for Deion that she had for Fresh and Fit. I also think when she was in her Fresh and Fit, she was more in denial too. I think she was probably still trying to play that villain shit. Is that SP? I thought I saw SP. SP, shout out to SP, bro. I was talking about you earlier, man. And that 55 degrees y'all had yesterday. Man, it's freezing, bro. I'm gonna put my hoodie on right now. I got my little space heater right here. I don't want to jack it up, turn it up too high. Marcus says, Bush says, because men already accept having to work and provide. Exactly, man. Facts. Marcus says, by the way, shout out to Michigan, bro. Big Detroit, Motor City in the building, Michigan Wolverines college team. Hell yeah, no doubt, Marcus. No doubt. What up, though? D. Samuel says a 304 cannot be a housewife. 304 cannot be a housewife. No chance. Yeah, facts, man. Facts. It's no. I guess you never say never. Like you can't. Well, she never could be my wife. We put like that. D. Samuel. I'm assuming yours as well. You don't want to say never. Like people can't change. But I just think, what's the likelihood of it, man? What's the likelihood? You've been a 304. All of a sudden, you're not going to be a 304. All the time, you got control of your pussy now. Excuse me, I don't think I should be saying that. You got control of yourself now. Rachel says you can change boys. He's a plumber and happy being a plumber. Yeah, you can't change. Boys doesn't want to fleet a van and doesn't want to make a website. Says you can change boys. He's a plumber and happy being a normal plumber. Boys don't want to flee the vans. They don't want to make a website on Sunday morning. Yeah. She just changed her competition. Kardashians. Yeah. SP. I actually wasn't going to, Boosters actually wasn't going to watch the interview, but since you were streaming it and I wanted to hop in, I had no choice. But that was good. Oh yeah, no doubt, man. This was a very interesting exchange. Let's see. Nothing much, SP, man. Trying to stay warm, bro. Is it still warm out there? You sunny ass goddamn Connecticut. I never thought I'd say that shit. Sunny ass Connecticut. 55 degrees you was talking about the other day. Boo says it's Coke. Nah, man, it's sugar. It's my truth. Exactly, man. It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's my truth. No. Oh, there go I ain't see my cat. This dude's up. He been hanging about events. That's what it is. He been hanging about events, staying warm. That's why I'm like, I've not seen this dude. He's upstairs just chilling in the room by the vent. It's your truth, my truth, and the actual truth. Exactly. And I just hate that. And I heard Kendra talk about that. I said that before. You guys remember a couple months ago, Kendra had beef. She called out something. Is it Doja Cat? I can't remember all these. She called out one of these singers, and like she called her out for like not wanting to do an interview with, and just aired her out on the radio station. Only for a couple hours later, her retracted because there was like some miscommunication behind the scenes, and she just made herself look like an asshole. I was more irritated that wasn't talked about more. Little furball in the corner, yeah, man. That's the homie Lazy Bone, man. Lazy Bone, not Lazy Bones. L Burner. But yeah, she made herself seem like an asshole in that interview. And one of the things she kept saying was that in that interview, and that's the reason I brought it up, she kept saying, well, I'm sorry about, she really didn't, I don't think she ever actually apologized in the interview, but she was saying how she was speaking my truth. I don't like Kendra G. Jarl always tells me don't be talking like that. I don't like Kendra G, man, for a multitude of reasons. But one of the reasons I think she's extremely immature. She's very uncultured for someone of her status, someone who makes the type of money she has. You can tell she ain't never left America. And I guess there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not trying to shit on her for that. Like, you don't have to leave. I don't want to make it seem like that. If you never travel internationally, like, you ain't shit. That's not what I'm trying to insinuate whatsoever. But someone of her status, someone who always brags about, well, not necessarily brags, but she speaks about being of a certain status, being an accomplished journalist who can't remember three questions she just asked the motherfucker she's interviewing 5 seconds prior to that. But she kept saying that. It pissed me off. Janesta was cold, but my fur got me right here. Let's see. No, bro, it's 3 degrees today. Shit dumb as hell out here. 55 yesterday, now it's 3. That's why I was shocked when you said it was 55 degrees yesterday. I was like, what? On the East Coast, bro? And now it's 3 today. Ain't that a bitch? Gotta drag you down with the rest of us. Chris said that's a big ass cat back there. Bruh, you know what's funny? Is that my cat, he has a big coat. But he looks like, because I get his coat shaved every few months, and he's due for one in like a month or 2. But this motherfucker is huge. He has a huge coat. When he's shaved, he's a small cat, bro. Small cat, huge coat. Pretty easy, that motherfucker is big. No, I'm telling you, my neighbor said the same thing. I opened the door, my neighbor see him like walk on the porch. He's like, dog, your cat is big as shit. I'm like, dude, it's his coat. He's actually quite small, man. He's actually small as hell, but we've been going hard shit out probably almost 3 hours now. Tomorrow, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna read the chats as well. Tomorrow, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna do what I said earlier. I'm going to stream the Pearly interview she does with Andrew Tate. That's gonna be at 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. 9 o'clock London time. 9 o'clock London time. D. Samuel. Boo says it was 51 for me earlier. Now it's 50. There you go, Boosh. There you go. But I'm gonna go ahead and hop off, man. We've been on for a few hours. But yeah, man, come rock in. Come check in tomorrow. 4 o'clock Christmas Day special. We're gonna run the Andrew Tate Just Pearly interview, because I know that's gonna be a banger. I haven't really watched that much, because Andrew Tate, as soon as I heard him, he got taken off YouTube. So I didn't really watch too much of his content. I'll see little clips here and there, but I saw a good portion. I know he had an interview with Piers Morgan recently, but I think he did a second one that's on Piers Morgan's actual YouTube channel, which was weird for me. Well, I guess I was wondering why Andrew would do another one of those interviews, because Piers was a dick in the first one. He kept cutting him off, but Oh yeah, no doubt, D. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off, man. And then, like I said, we can do it again tomorrow. We do our Christmas Day stream. Appreciate all y'all coming out, kicking it with your boy. Oh, thank you, Rage, for helping me fix my audio. Finally got the audio right. Thanks, Janesta. Shout out to Janesta. Shout out to all the channel members, and then Swift as well. Swift, you watching this on the playback? Shout out for that super chat earlier, man. But y'all have a good night, man. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Stay warm. 3 degrees in Connecticut. Later, babe. All right, Boost sunbathing in Albuquerque. And I ain't mad at you, bro. Bro, if the Godfather was alive, you know he would tell a woman, you got that cat in a die. Oh yeah, hell yeah. That's why I got this. I got another soundbite I'm about to download right now. I got this from the Godfather. He rarely played this soundbite, and every time he did, I would lose my goddamn mind. I'll be home for sure. Oh, yeah, no doubt. 4 times, bro. See y'all tomorrow. Yeah, peace.
I'm rich, bitch.
All right, man. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I'll figure out how to end this stream. Controls. There we go. They got it.